Going a goal down, have turned it around. They're now leading 2-1 thanks big part to their keeper. And here she is, Mane, could you get a hat-trick like Kironi did for Gianasetta earlier in the competition? Here they come again, armed away by Teas, and just taking her time there. And you can see the Las Troncas players, representatives, that's brilliant to see. Hanging away on the drums as well, making a nice atmosphere here. Of course, Bruno will chat more about the journey of these two teams and how they've got here, but at the minute we just have to focus on this escalado because it's pulsating stuff. Mellado, and this time it is just fired wide. In particular, I wanted to chat about Peluche Caligari. They made history with 12 consecutive wins, longest ever streak ever, both men and women's. And include 5 straight wins to close, split 1 and 7 more to open split 2. Impressive numbers from them.
Well, far and away the best team in the Americas, so more than deserving to be here in Paris, playing the Finalissima. And there's another one of the players that's a real standout for them, the number 49, Madeline Diaz, one of the Wildcards, who scored 12 goals in that most recent split.
Here we go, looking to go level here. Just dragged it just wide there. It was a difficult position, to be fair, it wasn't easy for Cardenas, who then thumbs up from her as well. Caligari looking to draw level. We're now 6v6. We're approaching that 5th minute mark. We will be 7v7. We do expect naturally the pace to drop off a little bit. Naturally, there'll be less space for the players to exploit. That's given away. Now a chance to break for Peluche Caligari. Here they come. Laid out wide nicely. Plenty of options. Here is Diaz. Oh, nicely done! Oh, that would have been brilliant. Lovely little flick, wasn't it? By Diaz, playing it for Martinez. Her effort just trickling wide in the end.
Great back heel, because not only did she play it to the player that was unmarked, but she played it forwards, meaning that she didn't have to lose time on the control. She could attack the space. Madeline Diaz, I was watching her warm up earlier. She has got a vicious strike. She was hitting the ball so hard. I'm looking forward to seeing if she can unleash one of those shots in this game.
Yeah, maybe in hindsight, maybe she should have had the shot there. That's Route 1 staff. Is this going to be free? Now, she's gone down. A bit of pain there. And I think a lot of pain, actually. And there's a few appeals as well for a penalty. In the meantime, we're playing on, and with that, we will get a break in play, Bruno.
I will say that I thought it did look a little bit like a penalty live. She's saying, let's take a look at it.
Yeah, it was Mascaro.
Oh, I think there's clear contact there on Mascaro.
Mascaro, I beg your pardon. No, you're right to correct me, absolutely. Especially for our international fans. We'll no doubt we'll have a lot of
it's
people tuning
difficult,
in
isn't it, the
all over the
accents
world.
in Spanish.
Mascaro.
Mascaro,
there
it
you
goes
go.
up at the end, yeah. When you see the little line, that's where you go up.
Muchas gracias, profesor. But they won't be saying muchas gracias to the referee,
yeah,
because
I'm surprised. I'm
not
very
even
surprised.
a check. Yeah,
that to me looked like a penalty, but
we play on with Las Troncas overturning then that early deficit. Great start to this encounter. If you have just joined us, well, where have you been? But don't worry, sit down, get the popcorn. Real show shaping up here as it spirals up there, and Caligari is clearing their lines, and they've got a throw in on this near side. Nice kick, almost Real Betis-esque, isn't it, for Las Troncas? As for Peluche Caligari, it looks a little bit like the GR7 kit, doesn't it? The side which went out yesterday in the men's Kings World Cup Clubs quarterfinals yesterday. Now looking to carry it out from the back here, Las Troncas. Just a wayward ball, as we said. We do expect the pace to drop a little bit. Now it happens, doesn't it, when we go for 7v7, and they can't keep that up.
They can't keep it up, and I think the start was also a product of the excitement and the energy with which they come onto the field of play, because in the World Cup that we've been watching, it's 13 days into it. A lot of these teams have made their debuts, have already played, they've got used to their surroundings. Here, it's the excitement of the huge occasion, as that shot is blocked, but it's the excitement of the huge occasion. You can see that they came out but bringing that sort of fresh energy and that eagerness to leave their stamp early on in the game. You can tell, can't you, that it is a big game, because other games, as we say, maybe have taken a little bit more to get going. I'm sure that, for example, in the semi-finals that we'll see later, it'll be much of the same, because the eyes are on the prize. It's just around the corner, and here they've come out and they've seen the trophy. So you start off playing saying, I want to win that trophy. I can see it. It's there.
Absolutely.
It's the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like seeing your flight back home. You know it's there.
It's that extra motivation, isn't it? Exactly.
Not that we want to leave, but you know,
of course, but still,
we've got family commitments back home, don't we?
Now Pulisic. Caligari again on the ball. Contreras rides that challenge. That's a teasing ball in. Oh, and it needed that touch, didn't it? From Ortiz, just to take it away, Bruno. As the arm goes up on that fast. I know you're right. They can see that prize inside, can't they? That's a beautiful trophy. It was glimmering, wasn't it? Shining bright here at the Cupra Arena. It's a long throw, and that's just going to be left out by Maria P. It's a bit like me thinking of that big bowl of pasta that's waiting for me on the table when I get back. Maybe a nice, I don't know for yourself what it would be the equivalent of. I don't want to say paella, that's too stereotypical.
Very stereotypical.
Maybe
yeah.
just nice olive oil. Nice bit of olive oil with bread. Simple. True.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to. My wife did ask me, what do you want when you get back? I asked for some lentils, which is a typical dish in Spain. A bit more wintry, but anyway.
Very nice. Back to the action. Now Nieto. Another chance here. Paola Nieto. Oh, putting the pressure there. Mascaro, who had those penalty appeals waved away as the drums are starting to beat away as well, just to our right here.
I'll tell you what the good news is also about this game, that it has been very, very even. Hang on, I'll wait for this attack.
No problem, because Las Troncas have actually given it away in the end. Meado looking to break and palmed away by Maria P, who in this first 10 minutes has been one of the protagonists.
I just want to say it's good that it's been even, because we don't know. One competition's over in Mexico, another one's in Spain. You don't know what the strength and depth is in the Americas or in Spain, and maybe it could have been one-sided, but on the evidence of what we're seeing in terms of the actual play itself, you can't really tell who is the stronger and more dominant team of the two.
Corners played short. Nice give and go to the edge of the area, and it was that lady there, Diaz. You spoke about her long-range prowess,
This time it was left-footed, yeah. I want to see her connect one with her right foot from the outside of the box, because honestly, it was impressive to watch. That's the good thing about being here so early prior to kickoff. You get to see everything, don't you? We saw Perchita taking penalties, getting ready for later on, and we saw the entire warm-ups of both teams, so you could really sense how they're feeling, the looks on their face, and who are the players who have those special talent in terms of shooting, for example, and that's where we saw Diaz, who had that thunderous strike in the warm-up, and we're yet to see in the game.
You mentioned Perchita. Should a male president want to take a presidential penalty, it has to be a shootout, but let's focus back here to the action. That's a lovely touch. Martinez for Mellado. They get a chance. Martinez, great strand. Oh, this must be a penalty. Has to be. No.
She's pointed the other way.
I'm surprised. Well,
just saying dive, or she's saying...
Let's check it out again, Bruno. Let's have a look, maybe from this angle.
There was ball. Yeah. And then she probably gave the handball, didn't she? On the way down.
Yeah. They've had a little check, but yeah, exactly. No, good refereeing as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, listen, she's got a much better view of us, and of course she's in a much better position to make those calls and the judgment. That is why she is refereeing and why we're commentating on this game, Bruno.
She's been a brilliant referee all week long, hasn't she? Most of the referees, we said, have been very, very good in the entire competition. She's been great because of how she's managed to really deal and make the men pipe down when they were getting a little bit too argy-bargy.
Yeah, you're right.
Overall, the standard of the refereeing has been great over these last 2 weeks.
Quality. It's our final day at the Cupra Arena. We're moving on to the Defense Arena tomorrow for the final, the Kings World Cup Clubs. Here, of course, we've got that finalissima on the line. Just clearing their lines there. Well, this could be very interesting indeed. Just unable to make the most of that. A couple of errors at both ends of the pitch. First Las Troncas and then Peluche Caligari, coached by Lienia Davila. Pioneer in Mexican women's football, it has to be said, since the launch of the Pro League in 2017. Previously coached Pumas' women's team for 4 years, so now bringing all that experience, to the Queens League.
And Mexican football in the women's game is, oh, look, here we go.
Here we go. Cardenas went with the toe poke. I'm surprised about that approach, but maybe just trying to catch out Maria P at a near post.
Near right. Yeah, it meant that she didn't have much of an angle, and she could only really strike it to the near post. I was going to say Mexico, one of the pioneering countries in terms of leagues and really pumping money into the women's game. It's always been sort of there at the forefront. Of course, Spain in recent years really growing in that front. Currently the world champions. And there's
nice
another attack here for
Here she is, Martinez. A lot of play passing through Imelda Martinez. She's more of a creator, shall we say, than a finisher. Looking for I'd say she's one of the misses assists in this side. Oh, good strength again from Diaz, tussling away. A real good battle all across the pitch. It's stayed this way, hasn't it? Following that escalado. No goals, but it has been exciting.
There have been chances still, haven't there? A couple of penalty shouts.
Yep. End-to-end stuff. It really has been living up to those expectations. And that was a very tricky one indeed for Maria P to deal with on Martinez's overhead kick, trying to do it a Lipao for Rio. We saw score a fabulous goal, didn't we? The goal of the tournament, maybe the best goal ever in the Kings League universe, of course.
Actually came off the top of the crossbar, didn't it?
Yep.
Oh, I mean, Maria P, I think she had it under control, but
she had to be alert.
Maybe dipped a little bit more than she was expecting.
She had to be alert. Just a flick on there. Again to that far side. Straight back with Maria P, who unbelievably on a hat-trick. I think she was thinking about this game and her performance. Given anything to have such a strong start as she did to this game. She has done exactly that. Now, a little bit of a lull as we go towards the 80-minute mark when we're going to have the roll of the dice. And we also have confirmation that the roll dice is going to be from the Nivi, president of Nivelados from Kings League Brazil. So we've got that to come as we get closer to the interval here. If that first Escalado Bruder was anything to go by, then this final 2 minutes, which is on the horizon with space opening up, it's going to be another 3-1. Maybe could determine and give us a clue who will be getting their hands on the big prize.
I mean, look, we've had, what is it, 10 minutes of 7v7 football with no goals, so it will be very, very big in determining who will get their hands on the trophy. And look, they're going to have to play their cards right, both literally and metaphorically, of course, in the second half, but they're going to have to be very efficient in those last couple of minutes in the first half, because we're seeing from what's happening on the field of play that goals don't come cheaply. They're pretty expensive in a final, in a 7v7 format. No space is being given away, despite those chances they have opened up, but they haven't really been one-on-ones or anything like that. So yeah, these last 2 minutes are going to have a lot riding on them.
We've spoken about Ilenia Davila, Peluche Caligari, we've spoken to Carlos Sanchez, mentioned Perchita, and the co-president is Violeta, or Las Troncas, hoping to set the tone, aren't they, for Las and Los Troncos by winning this, and then Los Troncos maybe doing the business later. Could be a great day for this Spanish club. Las Troncas look to make it 3 here. Good save from Tennis, but I think the arm went up, so it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Seemed maybe fractional. Let's see. I don't know if the pass just took a little bit too long in being taken, and then Blanca Gross, she hesitated a little bit with her finishing despite it being offside. This is someone that scored 20 goals in the most recent split, and you'd have thought maybe she would have felt a bit more comfortable with her finishing there, but she did hesitate a little bit. I don't know if that may affect her then the next time she is in front of goal.
Now Martinez, lovely stuff. Martinez did all the hard part, I would say there, Bruno. Just that finish straight at the keeper. Relatively tame effort by her. A very, very high standards. Martinez looks to play it out from the back. Countdown begins. We're about to get that buzzer. Martinez, good defensive work by Gonzalez on that far side. So now we will have that roll of the dice. And as we're saying, sit back, get ready, guys and girls all around the world, because it will be a real show on the way. Goals galore, that's what we're expecting as we have that roll of the dice. Oh, it's taking a little touch on its way through. It's a 3v3, which is an exciting one. Certainly is. In fact, they're all exciting. I mean, I know you and I have our favourites. That's inevitable. We like the one
one-on-one with goalkeepers staying in the
penalty area. Yeah. But we, of course, to also try and hear anything that's being said. So we might pause just for a second.
Blanca, Berta, Pi. La primera hacemos contigo, la siguiente sales tú y hacemos el cambio. La primera contigo. Ritmo del partido.
Dale. 3 contra 3. Dale. Dale con Alba. Dale. Meli, tú, Bebé y Mellado.
Just indicating who the players are going to be in the 3-on-3. That's what we could hear there from Ileana Davila. And it is going to be a player that we've been impressed with, Madeline Diaz, whose nickname is Bebe. We did hear Jaume when he was mentioning the players' names, presenting them onto the pitch.
Right.
That is her nickname, Bebe, which is baby, of course, in Spanish. And, well, she will be one of the 3 players on the pitch now.
And there's been a bit of contact off the ball, and the referee quick to intervene, and she's made a decision. She's awarded in favour of the Mexican side, and she's going to try and calm things down. Let's try and listen in. I think just calma from the Italian referee. Now, let's try and get back to the action. Diaz has options left and right. Here is Mellado, takes a touch, and they're on the rebound. It is tucked in, and we're back on level terms. Mellado will take a big chunk of the credit. And then on the rebound, her teammate there to get the goal, Cardenas.
Yeah, as you say, Mellado again, heavily involved in the goal. Look, B did very well to make the save, and she didn't leave it a rebound in front. She actually did the right thing in diverting it towards the left. The problem is none of the teammates were on their toes. They weren't alert to the rebound, and that's where Nathalie Cardenas was waiting just to put it away. Someone who scored a lot of goals, 9 goals in the recent split. Let's see if she is offside. Oh, no, yeah, but look, no, I think you can see the boots.
The boots,
It's further, it's further ahead, so she's just marginally going to be onside. There we go. And there's confirmation of where the boot is.
Yeah, I think...
Quindi è gol, non è fuori gioco. Cioè è gol, ok?
Gol, she says.
Gol.
It's gol, non è fuori gioco, so there's no offsides. Confirmation, they are level. Can Las Troncas hit back right away? Again, options left and right. Here we go! Oh, good work again from Tejas. Just palming it away, but they have to dig deep again. They're going to stay camped once more, deep in their half. Peluche Caligari.
That's a great save when you look at that replay. And Blanca Gross still yet to score in this final.
Velasco! Oh, a vicious strike from Velasco. And they're back ahead. Advantage to the Spaniards moments before the break.
Now we do feel much of the outcome is going to be determined in these last 2 minutes. How important could that goal from Camacho be for Las Troncas to win the title? But of course, there is still time here, and anything can happen with Yamal, with Bebe. Here she is.
Here's Diaz.
I thought she was going to pull the trigger.
Oh, maybe just looking for the teammate. There it is, Martinez. Mayado now, must score. Oh, and she doesn't score. She doesn't score. Now, that's surprising, seeing her quality. She did again all the hard part, put herself into that shooting position, and Maria P was beaten, wasn't she?
And she showed that calm composure to not take the shot initially and just sidestep. She'd done the hard part, as you say, then it was just to try and finish, maybe aiming a little bit too much for the top corner.
Again with Velasco, and this time just can't find the back of the net. Yeah, number 8. 1 minute of added time. Wow, that was a let-off, wasn't it, for Las Troncas? Maria P thought she was beaten, but we'll chat about that in a moment, Bruno, because Belushka Ligari are going to try again. They've got time left on the clock. It's just toe poked over, and you can see the disappointment there from Carreñas on that occasion. Las Troncas then leading, and they have to get back here quickly. Well, that was just too quick for everybody inside the ground.
Well, you could tell that something was happening because they were focusing on the Las Troncas players in that stand. I saw one of the players, his eyes going wide open, almost to say something special was happening, the coast-to-coast goal, but they couldn't quite find the target.
Still time. Martinez rides that challenge.
Oh, well
still
played.
Martinez! Oh, the goals just keep on getting better and better and better. 3-3. What a way to cap off the first half.
What a cutback from Martinez, and what a finish. Still had work to do into that bottom corner. Just brushed by Maria P. But that was a very special goal to finish off the first half. And it's almost impossible, Tom, to guess who is going to win this game.
Oh, it's even Stevens, isn't it? And the scoreline shows that, proves that here at the break. Las Troncas thought they would be going into the lead at the break, but Pelushkani had other ideas. Let's try and take a break and listen in. I'm going to stop talking.
Nada de lo que hemos trabajado.
Get back underway. Can't wait what this second half has in store, Bruno. It's going to be tight. And there's maybe we could have a golden goal or shootout situation. Certainly what we've seen in the first half. This is too tight to call.
Well, what we won't have is a goal after 5 seconds, like we had at the start of the game, just because there are more players on the field of play. It's virtually impossible to score in that time. You never know. That's why I say virtually. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what kind of a reaction Las Troncas can have.
Here she is, Figueroa. Good sliding challenge there. That was, it wasn't 5 seconds, but very near almost 10 seconds.
Close, wasn't it?
They heard you. They're trying to prove you and I wrong, Bruno, there. Good sliding challenge. They'll keep up the pressure.
I can only imagine what the coach would have said to them or thought if, after that talking to. They would have conceded 5 or 10 seconds into the second half.
Now brought down by Diaz, shielding the ball. Good strength. Found a teammate. That with Diaz, and a lot of pressure though. Tight space for her just to try and wriggle out of. Going for the strength there. Shielding that ball. I think she's she didn't have much more support there from her teammates, really. And it's allowed Las Troncas to get back on the ball, back in possession here. As they look to retake the lead. They thought they would be going into the break in the pole position, but Pulisic, Legari and Martinez with a wonder goal. Beautiful strike. Had other ideas. Martinez again putting on the pressure on Maria P, and then just becoming disinterested at the very end, of course. We're just stroking it to a teammate. It's not the best of passes, may have gone out. There's appeals, but we're playing on. So Troncas have the ball, trying to create something here on this near side. All blocked, and now Martinez can break. We're going for the safety first. I think it's the right option on that occasion. Allow the players to regroup, take a quick break, catch their breath, get their position back. And that applies now for both sides with the ball going out of play.
Yeah, after another explosive start to the half with those early chances for Pulisic, with the gaps appearing in the defence for Las Troncas. Now it settles again into that cagier pattern of knowing that you're getting closer to the end, that any mistake now is a little bit more costly than it is early on because there is less time to turn it around and patch it up. So it will sort of fall, or is falling into that pattern, and that's when you need the special players to be a little bit creative and have that moment of being a star player and turning around a game, and that's where you want to see Alba Mellado or a Blanca Cross, who is yet to score in this final.
Absolutely, on the biggest stage. Pulisic looked to come forward again. Diaz, nice touch. Figueroa, nice ball, and Martinez just couldn't apply that finishing touch.
Oh, was there not a touch? I thought there was a touch from Paula Nieto that put her off. Or maybe it's just ran through a leg.
End-to-end stuff now. Sorry to interrupt you, Bruno. Which will come straight back the other end, and it's end-to-end stuff. I apologise, Bruno, for cutting you off like that,
No.
It's been breathless stuff. At one end, Martinez just couldn't apply that finishing touch. And here, Beam was just leaning back there, just leaning back, wasn't she?
She's still looking for that goal. She's had her chances. You would think with her finishing that with this amount of chances, she would have scored by now.
They did straight back upfield, back into the arms of Diaz, who rolls it out. Diaz now dropping really deep, looking to get on the ball. Haven't as it really got into a shooting position, and that's given away. Las Troncas looking to capitalise. But again, they just go safety first, look to recycle the ball, keep possession. But there's no need to necessarily force the issue as such, and don't want to be caught, of course, on the break. This game played to the highest standard by both these sides. Real quality out there. Brilliant game so far. Fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on that big prize. This Intercontinental title is going to be the queen of the Queen's League universe. Nicely done. Nice touch on that far side. They may have just trickled it into touch and out of play. And Caligari deep in their own half. Into push up here. Ease the pressure on Diaz and the rest of the Pulisic Caligari. Very even in terms of the possession as well. Reflecting this very tight scoreline here.
What a pass.
Great pass. Figueroa. Just out-muscled there. Figueroa. Just trying to lift it over. Martinez, who got that last touch, and I think you can see the referee pointing for a corner, so they're going to keep Las Troncas pinned back here. Martinez, great ball! Again, the quality of the passing, the crossing has been outstanding. Now, Las Troncas at the other end. Quick thinking from Mariapé. It's back with her. Do keep the ball well, I have to say. Las Troncas keep it away from their opponents. Well, to build again here. Create something. It's easier said than done. It's going to get really well organised. Very hard to break down. Solid, compact defensive line on the Mexicans as the Spaniards now come again. Nieto rides that challenge. Trying to find Mascaro. Goal kick. Now Peluche Caligari have a chance of their own to build patiently. Just taking their time here. Tejes. The three Cardenas who got that goal. That final 2-minute period goes route one, and it may work out nicely for them. Now, Mascaro. Clever ball. Is this a goal? Well, there's your answer. Pichardo with a curler, a cracker. And it's once again advantage Las Troncas.
Well, talk about finishes. Pichardo there, first time, didn't even hesitate, didn't think about it twice. It came to her, open up her body a little bit a la Fabio Grosso in the World Cup in 2006, curling it into that far post.
I'll just say Del Piero as well in that
Del
game.
Piero,
Similar,
yeah,
same game,
yeah,
same game
yeah.
against Germany, yeah. Similar,
Exactly.
glad we're on the same wavelength.
Opening up the body very, very well, curling it into the top corner. Again, nothing Dayanteyev could do. Some very good goals today from both sides and worthy of putting Las Troncas in the lead.
Absolutely, a goal like that. Big one for Las Troncas, giving them that edge then as we approach the 30-minute mark. No cards as yet have been, but that could also be a big factor. Everybody's spoken too much about that as it, because the action has been breathless. It's been fantastic out there, really good game. Now, Figueroa, Miado trying to turn. They come to Figueroa. Martinez on the turn, and Maria Pia with one of the saves of the game. Full marks to Maria Pia.
And another very, very good strike. It was ferocious again. It wasn't from the player that I was anticipating, but we've been very impressed with the number 13, Imelda Martinez, as well.
Now a chance from the corner. Can they hit back right away? Oh, again.
What a volley that was.
She may be caught into action. What a volley, what a save as well.
That was Marilandia.
Yes, that was the burst move picking out. Flicked on Meado. A really good game despite that miss at the very end of the first half. Now, Las Troncas. Good run, this buccaneering run. And Tejes a little bit lucky there, because that could have been palmed into a Las Troncas player. Just coming on forward on the break, weren't they?
Yeah, wonderful run by Humberta Velasco. In the end, the shot maybe. It was difficult from there, being left-footed to surprise Dayanteyev, but she did very well to make the chance out of nothing, really. She got the ball in her own half, dribbled past one player, and then finished it off herself.
Is this going to be number 5? Oh, lovely touch! And did the keeper get a touch on its way through? Nieto then just trying to finish off that wonderful move, and how about this for the touch by Blanca Gross?
She hasn't scored the goals, but there she provided the assist, and as you said, Dayanteyev clearly got a touch on it, just palming it over the crossbar. So a little bit unfortunate for Las Troncas that it didn't end up being a corner.
Dayanteyev, opposite number, Maria P. First time a goalkeeper scored a brace in a Queen's League final. He also scored in the split 3 final, but didn't score 2 that day, so she's exceeding herself and also doing her primary job, which is keeping the goals out. A couple of standout saves. Now Martinez, a really good game, but just running into trouble. Pichardo. Is this going to be number 5? It's not on that occasion. Mascaro just couldn't quite get there ahead of Dayanteyev. Zeñas. All given away. Can the Spanish side capitalise? Mascaró. Support coming from deep. Oh, it's a little bit scrappy from both sides, but Las Troncas have come away with the ball, and they continue to have that edge. Just that one goal then splitting the two sides as we go into the final 10 minutes. Still got those cards. That will be the difference we'll see. It has been over the course of the past couple of weeks. We've said when it's been very tight, those presidential penalties have often been a deciding factor, decisive factor. So we'll see what we have in store here as we approach then the closing stage of this match, which we just really don't want to end. It's been riveting and enthralling. It's got everybody on the edge of their seats here. As the drums continue to bang away there. A great atmosphere at the Cupra Arena, and a great way to lift the curtain up. Another great day of action. We've got the semi-finals of the men's Kings World Cup clubs to come. But we've of course got this climax as well to this finalissima. Trying to again score through. Scored in the first half. It's floated towards
good ball again
yeah,
from Lamine Yamal.
Great balls played. The quality, understanding the crossing and the passing, but as you'd expect, of course, for a final, we shouldn't be surprised, of course, but sometimes you don't see that in a final. You don't see quality football. Yeah,
well.
You don't see quality. Yeah, exactly.
And, overzealous, too much of an effort to try and impress, and that hasn't been the case from both sides. They've actually fought very, very well for it to be a final.
Now, Pichardo. Oh, that's a great ball. Really smart ball. And then Mascaró maybe just did just that 1 second too long, maybe. Just 1 second too long, but I think she'll settle certainly for the throw-in on that far side. You can see that right thigh heavily bandaged up, but certainly it's going to take more than a bit of a knock to the thigh to stop Mascaró and company taking part in this game. Those messages ahead of kick-off were really emotional as well, and to lift both sets of players. As Pichardo just floats it in, hold it away. Only though to a Las Troncas jersey, and fired wide of the mark. Just from distance, having a go as I think it's a secret card. Bruno has been locked down.
It is, and it's Las Troncas. So the first team to move, to make a move, is the Spanish side who are in the lead. So let's see what it is.
Just floats it upfield straight to Mariapi. Turns the favour, route one. Just trying to catch out the Belarus Cagliari rig. Now we're going to find out what that card is.
Secret. Carta segreta. Numero? 8. Suspension. Number 8.
So number 8.
Naturally.
No surprises there, Bruno. No surprises that they've gone for Alvameda, the player. Actually, it was a good profile, a good in-depth focus on at the very start of the game. Her experience, real pedigree, and unsurprising, and they've opted to take her out of the game for 4 minutes. So we'll see whether, first of all, Las Troncas can capitalise now on their numerical advantage, and also what it does to push Cagliari without one of their iconic players. So we'll get back underway then. This near side, Las Troncas with a throw-in. Can they immediately make this numerical advantage count? There she goes again from distance. Alba Ortiz, and this time she's won a corner.
Well, if they're going to allow her that much space, she's obviously going to try the shot because she's clearly capable of pulling it off.
A shot coming in and looking to keep it alive, and then they settle for the throw-in on this near side. Blanca Cross with the throw, flicked on. This could be trouble for Peluche Caligari. Almao running into a brick wall, but she's recovered well.
Good challenge.
Good challenge. Fortunately for her, Velasco was there just to pick up the pieces. Velasco. Ortiz again. Will she shoot? She wants to return ball. The idea was there, just wasn't quite executed well enough, and Tess in no rush here.
It was a good 1-2 that they played. It was just slightly too long, but they almost found a way past the six-man defence, or six-woman, I should say. So used, aren't you, to...
Yeah, the Kings League.
And just generally in football, when you say six-man or 11 men on the field of play, of course, yeah, 6 women on the field of play now.
Mascarot, and Tess then just lunging onto that loose ball. You can see, can't you, the numerical disadvantage, obviously the effect it's had on Peluche Caligari. In the meantime, a player's just gone down in the box there for the Mexican side. Just coming across the check-up on the situation. It is Cardenas who scored in the first half. Naturally, Diaz and company. I think it's nothing too serious. From the reaction, it may well be the end of the game. I'm not sure. So I don't know if you can read lips or not, Bruno. Maybe what's trying to be said. I'm asking a lot from you there, of course. But anyway, there's a bit of concern for.
It's a stranger because
if
she was winded, if it was a bloke, she wouldn't have turned on her stomach, would she? Because when you're winded, you want to open up your ribs, sort of lift up your arms and get as much air as you can, but she turned on the stomach. That's what's quite strange about the situation. So this might clarify something. It looks like she could jar her knee on the way down, but that's not what she was holding. But look, it sort of locks her right knee there. A bit of an awkward landing. Yeah. But no, yeah, that's what you do when you're winded, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the medical staff are on and on quickly. Well, the good thing is obviously this she's able to sit up, in the treatment she needs, and back on the feet, which again is great. I mean, the game she's having, obviously we want to see her continue. Peluche Caligari, obviously, I think Las Troncas may have other ideas. They wouldn't mind if she'd been taken out of the game to maybe give that little advantage, but a real warrior. That is Natalie Cardenas, to take more than that, to take her out of the game, and they need, don't they, her right now. They need everybody. You can see the co-president there, just in words with the Las Troncas players out in the Spanish dugout as the Spanish ladies come forward then. Patiently trying to find a way through. It's not in a way good defensive work. And Peluche Caligari looking to hold on. Less than 2 minutes to go now. They will be back to 7v7 for the final dance, the last tango. Just swung in, which makes no sense because none of these sides are from Argentina, but still, you get the message.
And look out for that card for Peluche, because we're already under 4 minutes to the 38-minute mark, so it won't be a 4-minute card, which normally suggests that it's quite a potent weapon that they've got.
And a bit of space on this near side. Lovely work! Oh, and I think for a moment there, Tess was concerned maybe it wriggled away from her. Dalma's ball. And there, very grateful Tess to see the ball just in front of her. Put her very grateful hands onto that ball and keep it away from the Las Troncas players. You're right, it could be a joker or a penalty or a shootout. Certainly one of those three, isn't it, Bruno? As Las Troncas try again to find a way through here. Less than a minute to make the most of their secret cards. It's a bit of We Will Rock You. Goes around the ground from the drums there. That's the beat, that's the rhythm. And Las Troncas rock Peluche Caligari here. Velasco falls here to a Las Troncas player. Must be! And it's fired over the bar. But the arm goes up, so that is a relief for them.
Yeah, it means the striker can forget about missing the target. See, I think here it bounced very close to her with a spin, so she struggled to turn her body and connect the strike bit anyway. It had been cancelled anyway.
Approaching the final minute, Las Troncas looking to open up a 2-goal cushion. They've got a corner where presidential penalties have been locked in.
Very late card from Peluche.
Must be a penalty, surely. Now, here is Ortiz with that ball over the top. Is it kept in play? It is. Mascarot, nice turn! Penalty.
Oh, she does give the penalty.
Mascaró wins a penalty, Bruno, in the final minute before those final 2 minutes.
Well, she got that penalty out of nowhere. What a wonderful turn from Mascaró. The referee taking a little moment, I think, to look over at the linesman and see if they were on the same wavelength to make the decision, to make the call. In the end, she did point to the penalty spot. It's a beautiful turn from Mascaró. Well, there's a slight hint of the dive there from Mascaró. I think she forces the contact.
Yeah, listen, there's no doubt maybe there's a bit of accentuation, shall we, looking to accentuate the challenge, the contact, but there's no doubt that there was a foul by Cardenas. This is a big moment for cross here for Las Troncas, as in the meantime the secret card of Peluche Caligari has been played. Will they play it? Have it, trailing by 2, or will they only be trailing by 1?
Okay? Se queda sobre la línea, ¿vale?
Just reminding the keeper to stay on the line. So, it is cross against Tess. Here goes cross! Unbridled joy from their number 9, who does put a name on the score sheet and does open up that crucial 2-goal cushion.
Wonderful penalty from Blanca Cross. It was a matter of time, really, for her to score, but she's left it late, 38 minutes, until she did get her name on the score sheet, as you say, and it was the penalty. It was all down to Mascaró. She got that penalty out of nothing, out of nowhere, with that moment of class and inspiration to turn inside the box and force the contact. So we will have to see the card. It is a shootout. They need to score, as you say. That 2-goal cushion is vital heading into the last couple of minutes.
It is, it's very important, and also a shootout, there's no guarantee. It's not like a penalty. It's very different. We often see the keepers actually come out on top more occasions than most. So Mellado, their star player, Peluche Caligari. Mellado fighting to keep Peluche Caligari in the game. Here she goes! Oh, what a finish! As cool as that from Mellado. And Peluche Caligari remain within touching distance, hit back right away.
Thought we were going to hear from the coaches, that's why I let a little moment of silence as Ileana Davila.
Careful, it could be on to you right away to make sure.
Carlos Sanchez will be given their last moments, because we saw how vocal Carlos Sanchez was in the half-time interval. It'll be interesting to see if we can hear those final messages from the coaches. Oh, there's that creepy little
not
robot
sure.
dog.
Bruno and I are not sure what to make of that. You at home, let us know what you think. But one thing we do appreciate is the technological advances. It does quite a few things, doesn't it? There's a handstand. There's paw. It does
a little jump.
There's ball. Plays catch. Plays fetch. And anything that. There we go. That's it. I was going to say. That's the one. Sure. All right. It's better than you and I doing handstands, that's for sure.
Get the point.
Nice little touch as part of the La Finalissima, I beg your pardon, the big final, this intercontinental final. And now, though, rest of the fun stuff, back to the serious stuff. Final 2 minutes, Goldsworth double. Peluche Caligari. That's why it was so important, wasn't it, Bruno, to net that penalty, or rather that shootout, I beg your pardon, for the Mexican side, which they did. Score now, and they go ahead. And we've seen so much drama, haven't we, over the past 2 weeks in these final 2 minutes, and you sense more is to come as the ball is lifted up in that iconic cage. Players await who can hold their nerve. Will Las Troncas preserve this narrow advantage, or will Peluche Caligari kick on? They've got Mellado back to her brilliant best again, back on the pitch. Their iconic player, their star lady, their number 8. Phil Maestro. As the ball drops down to his Mellado right away, and then Las Troncas just booting it out. By the meantime, you can vote for your MVP, most valuable player of the match. Me is certainly a candidate, as is Mellado. We've also picked out Imelda and Velasco. I've been calling Martinez, just so you're aware of who we're talking about. Las Troncas look to seal it here. Can they seal it? Still there. Oh, and as it goes to line, they're celebrating. It's going to be checked here. Las Troncas think they've scored the goal. That will surely take them over the finishing line.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see if the ball's in play. It is in play as it's headed across, and there's
did she
there a
handle
handball?
it? Yeah.
Is there a handball?
I don't know, I think she might have done it.
It might have been a handball, yeah.
That's the question mark. Oh,
Paula Nieto may have handled that ball.
this is a better angle, Bruno.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, so this could be ruled out, you know. In fact, without the could, this is going
It
to
should be, yeah.
This is going to be ruled out. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they're making her come over to look at the...
Have a check, yes.
I think she'll see what we saw.
There we go, on-field review then. Nieto.
Sì, vai, continua, sì, perfetto, mano, okay.
Yeah, you can see the forearm, can't you?
Well, that's sort of deflated the balloon for Las Troncas.
Yeah.
Don't know why they're complaining to the referee, some of the players.
Well, yeah, had they seen that, there would be...
It's quite blatant.
Yeah, no complaints. So we did say, didn't we, there was just hesitant before beginning the celebrations, were we, as Wildcard surviving that scare. Oh, it's Diaz. That was really one of the first few times actually got herself into that shooting position. There's a player down. It looks like Berta Velasco for Las Troncas.
Quando stava che stava.
As
Tiene
always,
Merico.
exceptionally good job at explaining what's going on to the players, why she has made that call, why she has stopped the game. And it's important, isn't it, Bruno, for the players to have that, to understand decisions. Oh, yeah, it was a nasty one, and nothing intentional, of course, but it was a painful one for poor old Berta Velasco there. And Diaz, who said, has got a real strong shot on her, and almost following through with a left foot strike. In the meantime, we have Giusy Meloni just waiting to chat to the top player here. Giusy, of course, former Milan TV, now working at Sport Italia, now working with DAZN in Italy, bilingual, Italian and English, and she'll be chatting to one of these players here. And for what it's worth, I would go with the keeper, Mariapi, for those two goals and those saves. But, again, it's over to you, the viewers at home, via Twitch, via YouTube.
Well, Miela's got the 2 goals, but if anyone's impressed me the most, I'd say it's Imelda.
Yep, and that's a good point.
I've really liked her performance.
It depends who wins it, I suppose. If it's Las Troncas, you surely got to give it to a Las Troncas player. And
no, yeah, absolutely, especially in the final. The MVP always has to be on the winning side.
As they get going again here. The clock is, for them, it'll feel like an eternity for Las Troncas. As for Wildcard, it'll just whiz by, won't it? As Las Troncas just look to seal it. They are so close to victory that they can taste it, can't they? The Spanish side, and here they go again. Lovely run! Oh, off the bar! And again on the rebound. Tejas wasting no time. Route 1 stuff, and I think he hit the ceiling, didn't it?
No, she hit the cage.
The cage. Oh, it's rattling. The cage has been rattled right in the middle of the park. Wow, look at that. Well, first the crossbar was rattled, and then the cage.
Straight onto the Nicolas Cage. And
we haven't had too many of them. So.
no, it's been all business, hasn't it, in the final?
Allow us one, please, behind the scenes. We've been at our best behaviour. It's because they're women, you see. Well, women make us behave better. It's generally when you're with your wives and your girlfriends, you tend to behave better, don't you? And be on your best behaviour. Brought down nicely. Bellato for Martinez. It's well picked out. And that's just a bit too heavy, that touch there. So it goes out. It's near side. Possession again, fairly even over the course of the game, but in the second period, Las Troncas seeing more of the ball. I think also because they went into it, didn't they? Just that advantage at the very end, which they could look to just pass the ball around, keep it away from Wildcard. who played their part in a fantastic final, La Finalissima, the first edition, Bruno, of this Intercontinental Trophy. It's been a pure joy, it's been a spectacle.
And it's been as tight as I'm sure everybody would have hoped for when putting together this game. And it's lived up to its billing, and it's gone right down to the wire, right down to these last 30 seconds and this last chance for Peluche Caligari.
Diaz, one last roll of the dice then, Bruno. He can't get caught in possession here. Oh, no, that's disappointing, but you can understand, can't you, that they had to force something with the clock against them, that they had to take risks, as Manepi boots it upfield, just says and invites Pelushkari just to try again. The clock is not on their side, the clock is not their amigo, is it? It's not their friend right now. Referee looks at a watch, and there it is! There goes the full-time whistle. Las Troncas are the queens of the Queens League universe. Soak it up, savor it, every single second. Tears of joy, moments these players will never forget. Hats off to Peluche Caligari, tributes to them as well for making this an epic final. But there can only be one winner, and that is Las Troncas will get their hands on that brilliant prize, Bruno.
As you said, it was an absolutely extraordinary final, which is what we were hoping for in La Finalissima. The champions of the Americas, the champions of Spain, they came together. We didn't know what the difference was between the two competitions. Well, that's how close it is, that's how tight it is. And it's another trophy for Carlos Sanchez and Las Troncas, adding to the one that they won at the Eliodoro Rodríguez López in Tenerife earlier this year. So, first smiles of the day for Perchita. There could be more later on when his men's side takes the field of play in the semi-finals against Fluxo, attempting to reach the big final at La Défense on Saturday. And there is the MVP, Maria P, with a couple of goals to her name in this clash, as well as keeping out plenty of the Peluche Caligari attempts. And we're going to hear from her with Juicy in that MVP conversation, that MVP interview.
to Morning Footy. Well, teams are arriving stateside for the Club World Cup. And here's a look at Inter Milan arriving in Los Angeles ahead of their first group stage match coming up this weekend. And PSG, they are also in the city of Angels.
That's how you fly.
Jeez.
That's a proper jet.
That is a proper jet.
Jet, that's a full first class plane. Every seat on there is first class.
It looked like Luis Enrique was wearing those compression socks that you fly with, by the way.
Compression.
They're very helpful. Have you ever worn those on a plane?
Yeah, you had to. We had to start wearing them from ages ago. Of course. The guy who started it was actually English. They came to our training ground at Aston Villa. It was a sports company. We first started wearing it in training. So.
Cool story.
The more
it's
you
a great
know.
story, man.
Rio Coker. Here's a look at what you need to know about the Club World Cup. It'll feature 32 teams, 8 groups of 4, and the prize pool is worth $1 billion. The competition runs from June 14th through July 13th, and 17 of the last 18 Club World Cups featured a European winner. We'll see if that is the case again as we take a look at the odds to win. Real Madrid lead the way at plus 430, followed by PSG at plus 470, Man City at plus 500, and Bayern Munich at plus 750. Now our CBS Sports betting analyst, Jimmy Conrad, joins us to give his best bets. Jimmy, $1 billion, yes?
$1 billion, yes.
Very good. Can I first get your thoughts on our bro and my buggins? What do you think about my thoughts on Diego Luna, captain at the World Cup, and maybe Ange Postecoglou as the head coach of the U.S. someday?
Listen, I'm a big Diego Luna fan, but maybe a little too soon to give him a captain's armband. And then with Big Ange, I have some time for it just because he led Australia to success. They won the Asian Cup, which was the first time they'd ever done that. And so him having international experience, I think, makes a difference. That's where I think Mauricio Pochettino may or may not be lacking a little bit. It's a lot different than a club job. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, never mind. I regret asking for your thoughts on that. How about now you give us your best bets? Let's do that. For the Club World Cup.
So I am going to start $1 billion, everybody. That's why everybody cares about this competition, because if you win it, you could have upwards of $125 million in your coffers. That gives you a competitive advantage over your rivals. Just throwing that out there. So everybody's taking this really serious. I'm going to go with Inter Miami, though. They're going to lead off this tournament against Al Ahly at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And they need to win this game, because then they play Porto, then they play Palmeiras. Sorry, that was a little bit of a tongue twister. And those games aren't going to be easy, so they got to get off on the right foot. I feel like this game is going to be a lot of goals, just because Inter Miami not good at defending, per se. They've won their last 2, 4-2 and 5-1. They've scored 9 goals, so you know they're going to hit the back of the net. Al Ahly, though, aren't going to be anybody you can just roll over. So I like Inter Miami. I'll give the double chance here to win or draw, and over 2.5 total goals. That is plus 150. I think that's pretty good value, all things considered. Now I'm going to go over to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are taking on Auckland City. Well, shout out to Auckland City. They're an amateur side from New Zealand, and that's pretty cool. But that's pretty much it. And I think that Bayern Munich are going to win this game in over 5.5 total goals in this one. I think they're going to steamroll them. As a reminder, you get $1 million for every point that you earn in this tournament. So I think Bayern Munich's like, yeah, whatever. We're going to steamroll these guys. We're going to get our $3 million. We're going to get the 3 points. We're going to get the big goal difference, which could be vital if they want to get out of the group. And then the last one is Desiree Doué, the youngster, the teenager from PSG. They're taking on Atletico Madrid. And I like him to get a goal or an assist, plus 120. He was tremendous in the Champions League final against Inter Milan, a very bad Inter team, by the way. But still, and that's he had 2 goals and an assist in that one. He had 5 goals and 5 assists since February in the league. And Ousmane Dembele is going to be hurt probably for the first couple of games of this tournament, which only gives him more playing time. And I think he's going to take advantage of it against Atleti. So those are my 3 best bets.
I like those.
I like them. I'm not too sure about the Doué one, though. I think Bradley Barcola might probably get a bit of a running time for this Club World Cup ahead of Doué.
No Dembele, Nigel.
Yeah. I'll go with Bradley Barcola.
Yeah,
okay, fair.
Making both eat. How about that?
Okay.
I respect it.
I like the Inter Miami double chance. Al Ahly. Although I don't know too much about Al Ahly, but Inter Miami does
they have a guy?
Concede a lot, and they have a guy, right? It's a big moment.
Exactly.
Bayern Munich over 5.5 goals is also a good pick as well.
I mean,
that's a solid.
You're gonna be throughout the entire game just watching the screen. All right, 1. Give me another one. Give me a third. I don't know. I can do 6 goals, Jimmy.
Thomas Muller? Anytime goal scorer?
No, listen, Musiala's coming back. They're going to be fine. They're going to score goals. Just hopefully they can get over the 5 mark. We'll see. This is at Auckland City, by the way. that these guys make like $90 a week. They don't make a lot of money, and this is a dream run. I just think Bayern Munich's going to come out like, all right, that's a really cool story, but we're also going to stomp on you.
All right, Jimmy, before we let you go, and call it what you want yesterday, you and the guys interviewed Christian Pulisic. Just curious to get your takeaways from that interview.
Yeah, I was excited that he wanted to come on the show, obviously, and tell us about his side and how he's feeling and why he made the decisions that he did. It's interesting because I can see it from both sides. As someone who lived through it and playing for the national team, and actually asked Bob Bradley at some point in my career to take a little bit of time off because I was going through some stuff on the personal side. That wasn't seen the way that I'd hoped, and I got frozen out of the team for 18 months. So there's always a consequence of that happening. So I can see it, and I empathize with some other things that are going on. But I also can see it from a fan perspective. I asked out of a January camp. Now, a Gold Cup, a year out from the World Cup, I never would have done that. So it just gets a little tricky. But if that's what he thinks is going to help him be at his best a year from now is what matters the most. And yes, he's going to have to take some grief from a lot of people because of that decision. But he knows his body best and where he is emotionally and physically. And so we have to trust that a little bit, even though we might be disappointed.
Jimmy, do you think, walking away from this interview, that it left Christian in a better light than he was before?
I would say it's the same. I don't think that he revealed anything too much that was going to satisfy all of us outside of him like ripping off his shirt and saying, you know what, I am coming into the Gold Cup. That would be amazing. Here I come. You know, that would have been kind of a drop the mic moment. But he was pretty adamant that he needed this break and he needed to rest. And if he didn't bring this up, and we didn't actually ask him, but he has a significant injury history throughout his career where he gets hurt a lot. And for whatever reason, he held it off for a good portion of the season with Milan. But I could see why he's a little worn down. Maybe it could have been handled a little bit different. In some ways, I wish he would have been a part, along with not just him, but the other guys available for these two friendlies against Turkey and Switzerland. And I say this because those are the type of opponents that we're going to play, maybe even in the round of 32 next year and next summer. So to have our core group learning how to solve problems against that quality of opponent, I thought was a missed opportunity that we're just kind of giving those out as freebie trial runs for some of our younger players. Now, they could have left after that and said, and if the communication was clear from Pochettino and his coaching staff, this is what we're going to do, everybody would have been on board. But it got a little bit gray, and Christian doesn't want to be a part of it, and then it just gets really sticky, and now he's got to come on our show, of course, and explain himself a little bit. So I think everything could have been handled a little bit different from all sides. But we're here now. Now we just got to make the best of the situation.
You think if Milan would have qualified to the Club World Cup, he'd be telling the club, no, I don't want to play because my body's worn out?
Ooh. No, he would not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, either way, the pressure's on for Christian Pulisic now. Yeah, bro, am I bugging? Jimmy, great stuff. Thanks for joining us and giving us your best bets. And Twinsy, love it.
Twinsies, I love it. Bye.
Okay, bye, Jimbo. Stay with us, everybody. After the break, we've got your latest news and headlines. Nico will be delivering.
back to Morning Footy. Let's run through the headlines. And we begin with transfer news, and Liverpool is reportedly one step closer to finalizing that deal. That is a record-breaking deal for Florian Wirtz. So according to all of these multiple reports, the Prem champs have reached an agreement with Bayer Leverkusen on a transfer fee for Wirtz that's worth up to $157 million. So that deal basically would break the Premier League transfer record set by Chelsea when they signed Moises Caicedo. In other major transfer news, we do have breaking news in Spain, where Real Madrid has officially announced the signing of Argentinian wonderkid Franco Mastantuono. The 17-year-old, younger than Lamine Yamal, by the way, the 17-year-old from River, he joins Los Blancos in a transfer worth $73 million. The largest transfer fee in Argentine league history. That's crazy. Mastantuono joins on a 6-year deal shortly after becoming the youngest player in Argentina national team history this past window. All right, in other transfer news, Napoli finished their deal with Kevin De Bruyne, and Galatasaray signed Leroy Sané. These are all of your transfers. In coaching news, but before we get there, Lahoud, what do you think about Franco Mastantuono going to Real Madrid?
He's an absolute talent, and when I watched the Super Clasico against Boca, some of the movements that he has at the top of the box is exceptional for a 17-year-old who looks like a man-child, right? He's got good strength, he's got good balance, but he's got a killer instinct that's befitting of Real Madrid, and he's going to make them better. I think he could be an instant hit at the Bernabeu.
I don't know how the deal is structured yet, but I think when you're that young there, you've got to get game time. You know, we've seen what happened to Enrique going there and the hype behind him and what he was doing. Didn't really get a lot of game time at Real Madrid, and that kind of stifles the development of a player. So I think for me, it's great. Yes, you're at Real Madrid, but is it the right time? Is it too early, depending on what happens next?
Yeah, for Argentine football, it's a shame that he leaves so young.
Yeah,
he's almost going to become more of a Spanish player than an Argentine player. All right, in coaching news, Juve has announced their signing of Igor Tudor to a contract extension. The Croatian coach has been rewarded with a 2-year extension, helping Juve to a 4th place finish and a Champions League berth after taking over in March for Thiago Motta. So Tudor is going to lead Juve at the Club World Cup, which kicks off for the Bianconeri this Wednesday against Al Ain. In other news, Spurs has named Thomas Frank as their head coach. The Danish manager takes over for Ange, who, per my bro and my bugging, is going to be at the U.S. Men's National 2027. So, yes, Frank, he has been let go after, Ange has been let go after winning the Europa League title. Frank, he joins from Brentford, where he had been in charge since 2018. Thomas Frank is Tottenham's 5th full-time manager in the past 6 years. In other coaching news, Filippo Inzaghi has left Pisa after leading them to Serie A, and Matias Almeida is reportedly set to become Sevilla head coach. Those are your headlines. We'll be right back with more Morning Footy.
to Morning Footy presented by Geico. We're wrapping up the show, and with Father's Day coming up this weekend, we thought it'd be fun to do a blind ranking of some of the best father-son duos in all of world football. Are we ready to go? And for time's sake, I'm going to have you each rotate and pick the spot, which is going to keep this real interesting. So let's just kick it off. Nige, you're going to go first.
Let Nico go first. Go.
Okay, Nico, you'll go first. George and Tim Weah.
Ooh. A Ballon d'Or winner.
Ooh. Yeah.
In George Weah. Ooh, let's put this at 5, 4.
What?
4.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
He's a Ballon d'Or winner, and his son scored at a World Cup 4.
I agree.
Okay, next up, Lahoud, I'm going to have you go with this one. We have Lillian and Marcus / Kefren Turam, the boys both playing now at Inter and Juve. What do you say?
If we went 4 for that, I'm leaning through.
You guys, we have a lot more of these to get through.
Can you hurry up?
Go 5. Go 5.
5? Really? 100%.
Yeah, 5.
World Cup
Where won a Ballon d'Or? Ballon d'Or. Like, this guy was world class.
Two specimens. 5.
It's 5.
Okay, locked in at 5.
Leave 1, 2, 3 open.
Okay, Nige, you're next. Huh? We have Cesar Maldini and Paolo Maldini and sons Christian and Daniel.
Okay.
So quite a big
Let's
family.
just focus here, please. This is
Yeah,
nice.
we've got like father, son, and grandson going on here. Yeah, extra points for generations, maybe? Yes? No? Nige, what say you?
This is got to be up there. Put it in the top 3.
Said 1.
2.
Okay.
2? Okay.
Two. Wow.
Okay, and next up, we have Claudio and Gio Reyna. Nico, you take it away.
Oh.
No.
9.
9. Okay. Lahoud, that means that you are going to be picking the next one, and we're also keeping it U.S. focused for this next father-son duo, Greg and Sebastian Berhalter. Okay. No thoughts on that one.
Look who we're comparing it to.
We're comparing it, so 10. It makes it easier.
Okay, there you go.
It's no judgment. We make it easier. I'm trying
All right.
to make up 10.
Nige, Alfie and Erling Haaland.
6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay, you boys agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Okay, next up, Patrick and Justin Kluivert. Didn't we have Kluivert on the show, Nige?
This is the thing. I think 7 is too low and 3 is too high.
Ooh.
3? Over the Turams?
Yeah, I know, but where do you want me to go?
It's a blind ranking.
The Turam should have been higher.
So I said 3.
Okay, so I'm not. I don't want. Like
3.
Oh.
3? No, I think 7. I think we gotta leave 1 and 3 open. 7. Sorry.
Okay.
7.
Disrespect.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, but I want to leave 1 and 3 open.
So there's only 3 left, and I think you guys might. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
you
We'll
messed
see.
up.
Okay, 1, 3, and 8 are left. Ian Wright and Sean and Bradley Wright Phillips.
1, 3, 8.
You
Nige.
gotta give him 8. You gotta give him 8.
Yeah, I feel
Because
like
you get the other ones
yeah,
you messed up in the first 2. You 2 messed up in the first.
Okay.
blind ranking.
Well, you gotta think about what you're seeing. That's the point. Think ahead.
2 spots left, both in the top 3. We have Peter and Kasper Schmeichel coming in next.
That's worthy of a 2.
like,
2 Premier League winners, worthy of a 2. They have to go at number 2.
Well, 2's already
Two's
taken.
taken. Look at what you're seeing. Look at what you're seeing, mate. It's on the screen. Come on.
I didn't know what numbers were available.
When we talk about
I didn't know what numbers were available.
Hey, we talk about football intelligence, and clearly 1 and 3 are open, and you choose 2.
Okay. Is it 3? Yes?
3.
3? Okay.
Who's our
Have
1?
to.
Last but not least,
You
we
guys messed
have
up.
Andres and Nico Keto.
What number is it going to be, Nicolas?
Okay, but like,
You know what? I knew this was going to happen when the Maldinis went 2. I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, that was really nice for production. I was not expecting
We
that.
had-
Yeah.
Great Nepo moment, isn't it?
Oh, wait.
Let's leave 1 and 2 open. Let's leave 1 and 2 open.
Nepotism has never felt stronger than in this blind ranking.
Let's leave 1 or 2 open, right?
come on, you had to know you guys were on the list, right?
I had a feeling, but
Okay,
it was
there we
open.
go. That's what I wanted. Hey, happy Father's Day, everybody. We'll see you next week with more Morning Footy. Have a good one.
Count 4 in Fluxo, as you say. Vinny, who's not a wild card but plays like a wild card. He's the one that pulls the strings in the midfield for the Brazilian side, and 6 goals and a handful of assists as well to his name. Him and Bolt have really been the standout players for Fluxo. In Las Troncas, you've got Carlos Planas, who starts off in the Escalado in defence. Very difficult to get past. And then in attack, Gerard Noya has been on fire in this tournament. He's scored 5 goals, which maybe doesn't sound like that much when you take into account that a lot of the star players inside are in 6, on 7, on 8, or even on 9. Where Gerard Noya has been key in the Troncos side, who haven't scored that many goals in this tournament. All of their games, they've scored all 5 or under. So it's been games that haven't had too many goals. They've been very tightly contested. As I say, Planas in defence, brilliant. Eloy Amoedo in goal, magnificent, very difficult to break past. And then when they do go on in attack, they've normally been very efficient with Gerard Noya.
They have indeed, and it's one of the reasons why we have singled him out, and I'm sure that won't put any extra pressure or rattle him far from it. A player like him looking to really thrive in this big occasion, but of course a shared objective with the likes of Lewis Bolt, who takes his spot here. He's pacey, he's physical, he's got a great finish on him. This, as you said, is real tough one to call. Now the lights are on. Here we go, get set. The semi-finals are here of the Kings World Cup Clubs 2025, and Bolt has it, and I think it was just left there, wasn't it? It was quite smart thing. I'm not going to take you on.
No, yeah.
Why bother? Why bother?
And Planas doesn't mind because he's a defender by nature, and he's happy to do the defending. Obviously, a 2-on-1's not easy, but if anybody can defend these kind of situations, it is Planas.
Just not the best of passes, and now the keeper has to get back. At the other end, here he is. Amoedo still stayed there in support. Amoedo looking to get the shot away. He does. Advantage, Los Troncos. Amoedo, the man you were singling out earlier, gives them a perfect start.
Great start from Los Troncos. Great patience as well from Amoedo and Planas to not take the shot too quickly, too early. It was passed back to him by Planas. That gave him more time to look up and place his shot into the bottom corner. Good start for Los Troncos.
And now at the other end, it's the Fluxo keeper. He's found Bolt. Still. Bolt!
Look at that.
Wow, you were saying what a good defender he is, and there's the evidence. You've been spot on with Amoedo and Planas.
Well, he's the best defender in the tournament. It's easy to see. You can see how well he plays in these one-on-ones where there's such a disadvantage for the defender. But there, he made up the ground on Bolt and then pulled off the block. He's such a good player at the back, Carlos Planas.
Now we've got Vinny on there, captain, fantastic. Vinny, Bolt is free. Bolt has found some space. Shaping up to shoot. Good block. This on Gerard Noya to his defensive duties. Thiago Oliveira for Fluxo, staying out of his goal mouth. Vinny. And Lewis Bolt's found a pocket of space on this left-hand side. They go to the keeper. Here is the keeper. Ooh, that's just wide. That was, I'm not sure, maybe caught in 2 minds whether to go for goal or pick out Bolt. Oh, he's got to get back.
2 minds here. No 2 minds. Oh, it's off the post.
Wow.
It's off the foot of the post.
How close was that?
Quick thinking, though, from Carlos Planas. Took the goal kick. And I thought it was going in just off the foot of the post. How important could that be come the end of the game? Every goal is going to be vital in such a tight encounter.
Now Fluxo look to go again. Brilliant start, Bruno. Never in doubt, was it? Especially at this stage. So much quality out there. Vinny, it's blocked. They've got to get him back quick. Here come Los Troncos. It's Noya. Unselfishly done. Oh, get back quick. This is brilliant. Can't take your eyes off it. And they've also got Helber Jr. now on as well. Another one who's a real threat, a real danger. Helber Jr. Vinny over the bar.
Well, they've managed to keep Fluxo quiet in these opening 3 minutes. It's important. How many times have we said the Brazilians, when it's 2, 3, 4v4, very difficult to stop, and they've managed to do that. So That's the advantage for Las Troncas heading into the 7v7. They've still got a couple of minutes to go, but 5v5 is a little bit more similar to 7v7. So let's see if they can hold on or even extend their lead.
It's been a really exciting start, of course. Often are, of course, with the Escalade, but it's not always the case, it has to be said. It's not a given, as Amoedo's just forced into that clearance there, which may have, I think, come off the,
Struck the line,
roof. Yeah.
You can see her there, just dangling.
Still rattling, yeah. Hopefully this doesn't come crashing down to the turf. Now Vinny to the right of Chaverinho. Here goes Vinny. Bolt. We'll start again from Chaverinho. Just looks to carry it forward, doesn't he? Oh, nice shot from Chaverinho. Very nice work all round. Lovely stuff, that nice, intricate move between Bolt and Chaverinho. Spoken a lot, of course, about the other Brazilian side, Furian Dedo in action later. Now focusing on Flux on Las Troncas. Then on this near side, Cubedo. Not yet. Clever ball. Good interception. Alba Jr. has to be attentive here. Keeper under a lot of pressure there, but he's managed to get away. Bolt looking for the first time shot. And Amoedo playing his part at both ends. Chita watching on.
That was a nice sort of handball save, wasn't it? Look how big he made it, and the splits that he does. In fact, it's the right foot. It's the one that drags behind that makes the save from Amoedo, but he made himself very big, very wide, and really narrowed the angle for Bolt.
So far, so good then for Amoedo. Looks to get the better of his opposite number, Thiago Oliveira. And Oliveira's now coming off from the looks of things, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Change with
They do this sometimes, don't they?
Fluxo do, yeah.
Fluxo do it quite a bit. And we've seen it at half-time in some cases, like Mifsud with the United, but Fluxo, they do it really early on, 5 minutes on. Maybe they think the Oliveira's better for the Escalado and they're playing outfield, but Julio Cesar is one of the best goalkeepers in the tournament in terms of shot stopping.
Well, we've seen that. Certainly that candidate to be keeper of the tournament, especially if Fuchs will make it to the final. Mind that tomorrow, 14th of June, be there, be square. Here's Murillo, Alba Jr. now. Shaping up to shoot there. Everybody back, of course, for Las Troncas. Sitting deep, just inviting Fuchs forward here. Vinny, oh, clever ball!
Oh, what a pass!
What a goal! Caio Sanchez, but it could be disappointment. The arm's gone up.
It has gone up, and it's gone up very quickly. They'll be complaining. We know they like a little rant. But what a pass from Vinny. That is exquisite. Nobody else could see the pass other than Vinny. And let's see, it's really very, very tight.
Oh, this would be so harsh, really, wouldn't it, in terms of the quality of that ball.
He split open about 4 or 5 defenders.
Well, we say, don't we, that it's very difficult when it's 7v7 to see this kind of play. And
look at that. Look at that. You can't see a pass there. There's no pass visible.
For Vinny and Caio Sanchez, I hope it's not ruled out because it could be one of the goals of the tournament. Not the goal, but certainly up there for the assist alone.
For the assist, oh, it's one of the best assists we've seen, no doubt about that.
And we wait, Bruno, and we wait.
Switch it around. He could be. That angle is obviously not the definitive angle.
No.
But on that one, it suggests that he could be onside.
Just waiting for updates and information.
See, there we go.
Oh, it's just,
he's behind.
He's behind.
I think it's going to stand.
It's that boot as well, the Las Troncas player.
Yeah.
And there you have it. Vinny's moment of magic. And the clinical Caio Sanchez leveling the scores. 1-1. Game on again here.
Oh, what a tournament from Vinny. Another assist. Told us in those graphics prior to the game that he scored 6, but he'd given up 4, if I'm not wrong, assists. So that would be 5 now. He's involved directly in 11 of his team's goals.
So good. say it would have been a crime, wouldn't it, had it been ruled out, seeing the deliciousness, shall we say,
sometimes
of the ball.
Look, sweet finishes are lovely to see, like the top corner. We saw the rundown of best goals at Vedo's top corner finish, or Vidal, or the bicycle kick, obviously from Libao. But sometimes it's just as nice to see a pass, isn't it, that gives a goal on a silver platter like that one from Vinny.
And now can be a little turning point, shall we say, for Fluxor. Kyle Sanchez again.
That was head on edge.
Yeah, the play's going to be stopped it. Now Cocker stopped. Clearly there's concern. This is a head injury coming together of the heads there. The referee rightly stopping the play. Look away now if you're squeamish. That's painful.
Looks like it's the cheek
I
as
think
well.
it's head for head, yes.
It's more painful, isn't it? Well, you know more as a rugby player. You know more about those kind of things.
Being a former rugby man, water polo, all the sort of physical sports. So I've played them, I've been there. But it happens, of course, even in football. So it's a contact sport, especially with those aerial challenges and duels as they leapt up there competing for the ball. And Kyle Sanchez is another real warrior. So it'll take much more than that than to take him out of the game. You can see putting his body very much on the line there, leaping up for the ball there. Kyle Sanchez, who's just drawn Fluxor level. And the other semi-final, which is coming right after this, Porcinos against Fordia. So we're going to have an all-Brazilian final, an all-Spanish final, or 1-from-1. Well, as things stand, it's even Stevens. Who knows whether we're going to have a shootout or a golden goal situation as we've had over the course of this competition, as it comes here to Las Troncas on the turn. Oh, that was a good chance, wasn't it? Did it take a touch on its way through?
Oh, it all started with that wonderful quarterback-like pass from Joan Verdú. And it felt, oh yeah, no, it was the defender actually.
Oh, right.
That hooked it away before the volley. They've given the goal kick, but I think it was the defender that just hooked it before Woody could try and execute the volley.
Yeah, they have reason to feel a little bit done by there. Strong boss. Fluxor looking to try and take control now. Intera, nicely done. Oh, again, just trying that ball over the top, another sort of defence. Splitting pass, booted back up, and that's simple for the keeper there. We are just rolling it out to Vinny. Chaverinho. Murillo. Plenty of options, right, left and centre. Again, we've spoken a lot about this, the Brazilian sides, right to left, left to right, through the middle. Just almost try and tire and wear out defences, don't they, with their passing game. Melba Jr. Oh, was there contact? Yeah, the free kick has been awarded.
That's it, they're very, very patient, and they wait for that moment that there's a slight opening to turn it up, to accelerate, and that's what they did there. They played the 1-2. Suddenly, Helber Jr.'s through, and the defender for Las Troncas, it was David Soriano, knew he had to make the challenge. He had to make the sort of rugby tackle to make sure that he wasn't through on a one-on-one. The good thing for Soriano as well, it's not a yellow, so it's been a bit of a cheap foul for him in that regard.
Yeah, in that sense.
Number 5, just take care, okay?
So maybe was it necessary, but maybe it just shows the
He
fear.
had to do it, he had to do it because he was through on goal. What I mean is that he's fortunate that no card has been brandished, which means, look, I got away with it, I brought him down. Damage limitations because he didn't have a one-on-one and are not off for a couple of minutes, so it worked well for Soriano. I think he had to make the foul.
Here. Aquí.
Continue.
Pero aquí marca.
Just wait here, the referee making sure the Las Troncas wall respects the distance here. It's to be an effort on goal then, and quite right, I think, from that kind of position you have a go. It's a dangerous position, it's very promising here for Fluxor. Here goes Vinny. Oh, they've got to get back quickly. Chance on the break. Neuer looking for Diego Jimenez, and it will roll out.
Well, that pass, I think Neuer could have played it a little bit better into the path of Diego Jimenez. I think they're saying that maybe it touched the Fluxor player. But there is the threat with Gerard Neuer on the counter as well. Any mistake, and he'll be sprinting away, very much like that golden goal yesterday where he put in the cross for Uriol Boada.
He did. He was the hero against GNSF. Now, Sanchez out wide. Vinny. This is very promising, and great work by Agüero once again. Look at this, just poke through. They're gonna keep up that pressure, aren't they? With a corner. How close was that for Fluxo? And you feel that, don't you? Semi-finals, they hit differently, don't they, Bruno?
Well, like a Fortnite storm, I'd say. No hiding, all in or out.
You're really into Fortnite now, huh? Right, listen, watch 20 minutes of the semis on Twitch. Get a drop code.
Well, it's easy. Enjoy the match and check your notification. Remember, the link is in the chat.
Fluxo then. Seen plenty of the ball, haven't they? I think they've, since that equaliser, been the better of the two teams. They're more confident anyway. And you got this man here, Vinny Alexandre, on the ball. Chaverinho. Side that weren't tipped to go this far. Of the Brazilian sides, I'm talking, many said Dembélé would be there for here, but very few spoke about Fluxo, but they are here. They are the men in red. Vinny, another great ball. Again, it just manages to put them in that danger zone. Highway to the danger zone.
It was Carlos Sanchez again at the far post. He was looking for that headed finish. He scored. Well, the previous goal in this game was actually his first goal. The centre forward, he'd been a little bit frustrating with his finishing and with his goal-scoring prowess. It's pretty much only been Vinny and Bolt, with a little bit of Helber Jr. and some Mateus Chaveiro here and there. But we haven't seen much from Carlos Sanchez. It also allows him the chance to play a little bit different, because he's more of a target man. He's bigger. He's not your traditional Brazilian who steps on the ball and moves around. Sometimes they can launch those balls into the box, and he's a threat.
Now we see the Las Troncas players after having a swig of that GNT, which they mentioned, having a quick swig.
Now the trophy,
yeah,
which tastes that little bit better.
Oh, absolutely. The taste of success. Now cheering on the men's team, and they need the support right now, because they're much on the back foot, I would say. Fluxo, the better side, and Fluxo looking to make it two, to have the edge, become that first side then to book their spot in the final tomorrow in Defense Arena. That occasion, able to drive too tricky for Las Troncas. Okay, now they can just sit back and enjoy it. Done their part, got their hands on that trophy. We have to say, rather well done though to Pulisic for making it such a great final. It really was a cracker. Is this going to be a cracker from distance? Takes a block. It trickles out right in front of us as well in the corner. Myself, Bruno, Tyler, and Helmut sitting down here in the corner. A shot of Helmut's sister as well, who's joined the party. Now, Jean Verdu. Well, that's a great ball. Is that a great volley? It's not really a great volley, it's just sliced wide.
It had the headlines written all over it though, didn't it? As he was looking at it, dropped down, went for the left foot volley. It was a nice angle for Carlos Planas, but unfortunately just sliced it.
Also another shot then of the Queen's League Universe champions. Finalissima earlier. It's a continental trophy, so once again, congratulations to Las Troncas, who got the evening going, brought the curtain up in style with the 5-4 victory against Pulisic Caligari. Steaming forward here, Boada continues his run. Almost sort of Morata-esque, wasn't he, with that pressing high up the pitch. Boada was the hero yesterday against GNSF. Golden goal. Cruel way to lose, but what a way to win it.
And remember that Las Troncas, in the 2 years that we've had of Kings League in Spain and on the international stage, are yet to win a single title. Very close finals, but they're yet to win a title. So they're in the semis here. What a way to break that duck, winning the biggest of them all, which is the World Cup Clubs. There is that little asterisk next to their name, which they're looking to break and win that first piece of silverware.
Yeah, then always sort of the bridesmaids, never for the bride. They all surrounds the eternal runners-up. They want to get rid of that unwanted tag. Of course, Fuchs want to be there as well, want to get their hands on the big prize. Fuchs just keep it away here from Las Troncas, who, having said that, just want to balance the commentator's curse. Now, Las Troncas breaking forward. Neuer rides that challenge. Neuer! He got a helping hand. He's not concerned because they lead here thanks to Neuer.
Well, we did say there is that capability from Las Troncas to wait for a mistake, a ball that's intercepted, and then pounce on the counter with the electric Gerard Neuer, and that's what he did there. First of all, riding this challenge here, boom,
oh, wow.
Gets away from him. Then he's got options to the left, to the right. He's maybe a little bit selfish deciding to shoot. Fortunately for him, Julio César has a shocker in goal, because else his teammates could have said, you should have played that to me, I was free. But Julio César, who's been incredible throughout the entire tournament, when it matters most in the semi-final, comes up with that costly mistake for his side.
And now at the other end, Bolt. You're right, Bruno. Reminds me a little bit of Monterne for Persas in their sort of big moment. He sort of went, I'm not saying went missing, but sort of wilted a little bit.
Yeah, usual best, was he?
So we have seen that, and it's costly at the moment. We'll see how costly it proves to be. We can only find out that at the full-time whistle. In terms of possession, you can see how much Fluxor have dominated. Almost 75% of the ball. But Las Troncas, they lead. They had a little bit of a slice of luck, their helping hand, and I think there's no doubt about that. But what about the run, though, from Neuer, just riding that challenge?
No, that one's for sure today, because there have been times where we've joked around about the goalkeepers union. We'll probably have a word with me, because I have been critical of some interventions from goalkeepers where maybe I was a little bit too harsh. But I think this one, I think we'll all agree, and Julio César will be the first to agree, it should never have ended up in the back of the net.
No. There's no doubt. I think he'll be the first as a player at this level, playing on this big stage. He'll be the first to know that, and I think, like us as well, if we make a mistake, we're the first to know that maybe our commentary hasn't been good enough.
You know it.
Your translation, whatever it might be, hasn't been good enough.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And they don't need telling, and that's what happens at this level. So obviously, there's time for him to make amends. Talking of time, we're approaching the roll of the dice. It's actually going to be João Adibe, the CEO of CIMED. It's a big pharmaceutical company in Brazil. So he's going to be rolling the dice for us in, well, less than a little over 20 seconds time. The JD roll of the dice. Intera. Back with Intera. Murillo. Force backwards. The countdown begins. We're going to have the buzzer very, very soon. There is the buzzer. No time left. We're going to have that roll of the dice. And there he is. João Adibe. With that very heavy JT roll of the dice. We have to say it's not easy to get the lift on it, but he's done well, actually. It's pretty
a lot of distance.
One of the best throws we've seen. It's a 3v3, which we had actually in our finalissima, didn't we? So
that was a bit of shot put there, wasn't it?
Very nice, yeah. So we have the 3v3. So that's with keepers, obviously. See if we can try and listen in and hear anything.
Sorry, Carlos! Feu més canvis, Eloi! Eloi!
Couldn't hear from Eric Bartra, Las Troncas manager.
Okay, so the referee is awarded here in favour of Las Troncas, which is why they're taking their keeper off and having only outfield players.
Changing the whole team.
Yeah, from a defensive-minded to attack. Almost football-esque, American football-esque.
Exactly.
Offense and defense.
Offense and defense.
Now, can the offense score here? Jean Verdu out wide. Now with Verdu. Verdu! That's more like it from the keeper.
Yeah, I think
much more like
put
it.
Thiago Oliveira back in goal.
Yeah. Of that little mistake. Verdú. There's two options to aim for. Here is Jimenez. Oh, it's another mistake. This time Thiago Oliveira. And it is proving costly. The mistakes from the keepers.
Yeah, the goalkeepers are letting Fluxor down. That one, yes, it was from closer distance, you could argue. But look, it's fired at him. Doesn't have the strong hand behind it. What do they say to goalkeepers? Obviously, I've never been a goalkeeper. They just say, get your body behind it just in case your hands falter. And he didn't do that. So Julio Cesar and Thiago Oliveira, both of them making mistakes in goal.
Now, Helber Jr. Helber Jr. over the bar. Yeah, it's very disappointing for both. I said Julio Cesar, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. Julio Cesar or Julio?
Well, no, being Brazilian, I suppose it's Julio. I'm saying Julio.
Julio, the
Spanish.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So Julio, we'll go with the Spanish. Julio Cesar and Thiago Oliveira making those errors as Las Troncas come forwards. Here is Verdú, loses out. Long range. And then the whistle has gone from the referee. I do little gestures, gesticulate a lot. I do apologise if I hit you on the arm now and again. It's the excitement as well. So I do apologise. I just realised now I was just nearly across you. Here comes Vinny. Oh, nice pass. Helber Jr. shaping up to shoot. Offloads. Oh, they've got to go back. Chaveirinho looking down from above on Chaveirinho as he cracks it in.
No, they needed to respond after those two mistakes from the goalkeeper. They don't want to chew on the negativity of having made mistakes for too long. So they strike back, and the last attack should be for Las Troncas here.
It is another attack, and it's off the post this time. Neuer desperately unlucky. They've got to get Mim back quickly, get a keeper on above all. Otherwise, this could be trouble.
And they're forced to defend without a goalkeeper now.
Vinny. There's no keeper, but there's good defensive work, good tracking back. Oh, this is brilliant. Kings League at its very best. Verdú. Neuer wants it. Verdú loses out. Referee says play on, and this could be another goal. It is. They have completed the comeback. How about that from Fluxor? The Fluxor Empire strikes back, and it's bolts.
Well, I can see Juan Verdú complaining, but I think he's got overconfident. He tried to run down the middle when he could have played the pass. He got a little bit too laid back. He believed and trusted in himself too much. I think it's a mistake from him. Look, they have to stop Eloy Amoedo from sprinting onto the pitch and screaming at the referee, but I think the mistake is made by Verdú.
I think so, and the referee had a very good view of it, Bruno. Quite rightly allowing the play to continue, because you can see it in the end. It was actually a good challenge, and it was Verdú getting caught in possession, not winning back fairly, squarely, and you can see, got the ball, and there was an open net because they hadn't got the keeper on. And Lewis Bolt completing the comeback. It will, I think, be checked, which is why we can see in the bottom of your picture the referee still just lurking there around that centre circle, just waiting for confirmation in his earpiece. At the break, then, it is 3-3. Let's listen in.
Hem de fer, nois, en la nostra sortida de pilota, quan
the four semi-finalists. Fluxo 19, Casinos 19, and Furia 14.
That's right, we did say, didn't we, at the start of the commentary, how tight all the games had been and how good Blanes and Amoedo had been in defence in not conceding too many, and they hadn't scored many either, but they'd been just clinical enough in attack and efficient enough in defence to almost comfortably make their way through to the semi-finals.
As I say, 99.999% of the time, Bruni are spot on.
No.
But again, those predictions proving correct.
Well, I didn't predict anything in this game, did I? I was very safe in my prediction in saying I don't know.
One medical.
Referee just coming across just to check up on the situation for, I think it's Jimenez, wasn't it? Diego Jimenez, yeah. And that boot, flying boot from Chaveirinho, number 10. Completed that comeback, or helped spark the comeback, should I say, with Bolt making it 3 after those 2 mistakes from both keepers. First Julio Cesar and then Thiago Oliveira for Fluxo. Now attacking towards us in this second period. It's delicately poised. Shielding the ball from Chaveirinho there. There, 3 wildcards. Helber Jr. And for those options. Long range strike! Oh, and that very nearly went to Kai Sanchez. Then Vinny on the rebound. Kai Sanchez there. It's lurking, wasn't he? Just that penalty area. Box in the box kind of penalty area predator that he is. Looks like started their second period as they mean to go on. He peppered the goal on a couple of occasions. Las Troncas have been warned. Here's Vinny. With that delicious ball for Kai Sanchez's first goal for Fluxo. Forward to seeing that again in the highlights. Helber Jr. wards off that challenge. Audio, plenty of options. Now they're trying this right-hand side through Vinny. Just unable to be brought under control there by Victor Buenos. The drums are very loud again. Very loud, a bit too loud for our liking. I found it's a bit more sort of samba style. Pleasant. That's a bit better. They've heeded the message. Oh no, now they're back to the loud ones. Anyway, never mind. Here's Vinny Alexandre. Vinny's ball. This time it's not so precise from Vinny as it's curled out towards that Brazilian flag. What jersey is that? Botafogo jersey, perhaps? I'm not quite sure. I have to ask our resident Brazilians and our Brazilian casters, but there's plenty of Brazil shirts. And
there are many, aren't there, here to the right?
Yeah.
Sao Paulo and Flamengo, you can see here.
Nice jersey, reminds me of Dennis the Menace. Remember Dennis the Menace? And the Beano, Dandy, Christmas gifts, those big annual books, weren't they? Used to get brought down here, or rather, attempted to be brought down by Oro Borda. Baobab, that's a tree, that's another sort of one I've seen before.
What's wrong?
When you go to the garden centres, the Baobab.
You knew it?
I've seen it at the garden centres, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I've not spent much time in garden centres, so.
Oh, you're only missing out. They've got great cafes. Great cafes.
Good trees.
Good trees, good plants. Always good fun. Now, Helber Jr. able to hit the target, and it's just a great place to take children as well. There's lots to do there as well, so it's going to kill a few hours or something. Take them to the garden centre.
Didn't know that was a thing, to be honest. Very British of you, though.
Very British, exactly.
To be on top of your gardening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The pollice verde, as they say in Italian. Literally a green thumb. So in terms of possession, again, Fluxo dominating. In terms of the scoreline, it is even Stevens. So this is where we set time and time again those secret cards, those presidential penalties, and knowing when to play your cards, knowing when to hold them, knowing when to show them.
Higher or lower. brought out a lot of Bruce Forsyth this week, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's just inevitable
It's inevitable.
when cards are involved in an activity where you do have to play your cards right to make the most of it.
Vinny. Murillo goes for goal. Oh, it's a real fit strike from Murillo, wasn't it?
He's a powerful defender as well, Murillo. That's it. And Moedas looks sharp today in most of his interventions in this game. That one there, for example, not enabling a rebound or follow-up from any of the Fluxor players. He's definitely looking safer than, well, it goes without saying, than Julio Cesar and Thiago Oliveira in this game.
Of course, his primary job, we know, is keeping out the goals, but he's got a foot very much like a traction engine, hasn't he, when he puts it through that ball. And that had certainly had Amoedo concerned and worried, but he managed to get down and keep it out. There's the Fluxor fans chanting away to the beat of the drum. So, two sides currently just cancelling each other out. Well, we could do with something like a card, couldn't we, Bruno, just to bring that excitement back again that we had towards well, throughout the first half, I have to say, throughout the first half.
And the end of the game is also going to be exciting naturally because a place in the final is on the line, so things are going to happen in these final 15 minutes.
Again, it's been all Flux in terms of the possession as well. They just about edged it in terms of chances in this second half so far as we begin to approach the half-hour mark, the 30-minute mark here at the Cupra Arena. As tomorrow we're moving to the Defos Arenas. That is a brilliant strike, and I think it's an optical illusion, is it?
That's the kind of one that can fool a commentator, can't it? Because of the way the ball dropped in behind the net.
Oh, I thought it was in. I'm not going to deny it. Chaverinho actually came out and then back in the arena.
Off the Turkey flag.
Yeah, off the... So, Turkey playing their part somehow then. And that, as you said, that Turkey flag with the assist, shall we say, but it was out as an optical illusion, eluding everybody then, this man included. But not Bruno, the eagle-eyed Bruno. He's got the better eyesight.
We'll be okay in La Défense when we have a different angle maybe of the action.
Oh, yeah.
This goal's different. This goal's difficult. One on the Turkey flag. We can't really see it. We need to look at our screen.
So presidential penalty has been called. Chaverinho still just crowded out, wasn't he? And last touch of Bolt, and it's Fluxor have called that presidential penalty, and there he is. Nobru, I can't see his girlfriend wearing the ring after yesterday's proposal, but anyway, maybe because it was too loose, maybe they need to get it.
Oh, it was pretty tight.
Maybe too tight. So maybe she couldn't get it on.
Maybe the blood wasn't flying down to her fingers this morning.
Well, hopefully they're still together, of course. I'm sure they are. That's just purely speculative. Never last.
Especially after getting that ring.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for... No, but this will also say, if you call that penalty, be prepared to have your boots just by your side, put them on quickly, get down here. So he netted, as we said yesterday, and there was that ruse, wasn't there? He pretended to be injured. His girlfriend came on the pitch in concern.
She passed the test though, didn't she? She came out worried. That was a girlfriend that was worried for her boyfriend. Imagine if she just stayed standing in the booth. He would have been like, well, maybe doesn't deserve this ring.
Well, it's like we said, if it was me down, my wife would say, give him another kicking while he's down. There was one time I was actually being beat up by 9 people, and my wife was with her friend, and she said, a friend said, oh, shall we give him a hand? And she said, well, I think 9's enough. I'm here all week. I thank the great Les Dawson for that one. I stole it from Les. The great late Les Dawson, ladies and gentlemen. Now, from Les to Nobru. With the number 7 jersey. I think it's got the number 7. Nice to wear that number 7 strip. Hopefully, because I've just been committed to the number 7. There you have. So we'll see if there's any antics today as well after yesterday. If there's any sort of show, I don't think so. With a final spot at Perth.
Well, go one step further.
Oh wow! Actually get down on one knee. Ask her to marry him. Anyway, now his concern is purely on putting this ball in the back of the net. Here goes Nobru. Total concentration.
Will he aim right?
Oh, wow. He certainly doesn't aim right, Bruno. Agüero getting down low, making that save, tipping it away. It stays 3-3.
Should have read the banner. Agüero, though, we did say he is looking sharp in this game. Every involvement from Eloy Agüero has been almost to perfection.
So Nobru then, Nobru, I beg your pardon, the number 7, just like Vinny Alexandre. So shout out again to the likes of Astrid and Adri behind the scenes for making sure we're on top of all the stats and facts. Now, Fluxo, we missed that penalty. Have to think about defending here. On the volley!
What a save.
Wow, wow. That's more like it from that man there, isn't it?
Well, look, he's making noise now after having gone sheepishly silent after his mistake. He can come out of his shell again, because that was a remarkable save, and not a save that a goalkeeper lacking confidence would have made. Look at the reflexes on this, right at the end. Boom, boom.
Just comes across Bruno, and we'll continue paying tribute to the keeper in a minute, because we want to talk more about that save from Julio Cesar. Verdu. Because it's almost as if he's got his identity back after that, isn't it, Bruno? I'm serious, you know, after, as you say, going really quiet and a very uncharacteristic mistake, and then showing, actually, that's what I'm about, boys. That's what I can do for this team.
Well, it's the same value, really, that save. You've made the mistake, but you've saved a shot, which 9 times out of 10 is a goal. So that's the value. You know, it's one for the other, almost. It's like missing a sitter and then scoring a worldie from outside the box.
Making amends right after.
I know you like the word worldie.
I do. It's also a tribute to one of my friends, commentator Andy Pickering from Stoke, and he was it's an absolute worldie, and he won't mind me saying that because he's a good mate of mine.
Alan Partridge is your mate.
I'll go back to I'll go back to the drawing board with that one. I'll start again. It's an absolute worldie. No, it's still Partridge. It's all Partridge.
Partridge and Owen. It's a bit of a mix.
Las Troncas could do with Michael Owen in his prime. More Fluxo right now. Vinny, we're playing on. Vinny! Oh, just wide. That's what he can do, almost from a standing start. As Agüero complains. Well, he did get a touch, I think, you know, the keeper.
He did. No, I think the defender.
Oh, right.
I think the defender, just as he crossed it in. I don't know what Agüero was complaining about. If anything, it was a foul for Flux on the edge of the box. He allowed the advantage. There wasn't really much of an advantage with Vinny so far wide on the flank, but decided to finish off the move anyway.
What Vinny can do, isn't it? Just such impossible angles. The Brazilians are so good at that, aren't they? Canhoto of Dendele scoring goals from that kind of position as well. Early in the competition, they are now out, of course, Dendele. The president, Luqueta, yesterday we saw his tears after the match. Now, Neuer. Still, writes that challenge. They just can't stop it. There's a player down in the meantime, and I think they're going to just halt the play here, aren't they?
Yes, Diego Jimenez now down. Oh, there's also a player down for Fluxo, actually.
Yeah, so it's a break in play. The clock is going to stop. Troncas still have their presidential penalty to take. And both sides, of course, have their fortnight secret cards. This is where I think... this is actually the all-aboard showboat from Neuer there. Great little work from him. Such a talented player. We continue, don't we, to single him out for a lot of praise. It's very good on the ball. Very technically gifted player for Las Troncas. As we said, there's concern now for Diego Jimenez with the medical staff on. The clock has been stopped, and of course this will all be get the clock going again, should I say, once we find out the situation with Jimenez. It's coming to with Helber Jr.
Yeah, he followed through, clattered into Diego Jimenez. think it's a painful one for the Jimenez. I can see Perchita maybe asking for them to review it and see if there could be a card. I don't think it was, because if you are going to review it, would have to be a red card for me.
Correct,
it's not a red card.
No, I think that would be very harsh. It's nothing like we saw yesterday in that game, the first game, and that fastest ever sending off, which involved Luxor yesterday in their big win in the end against the French. Oh, it's a yellow. It has been a yellow card.
Yeah, yellow it could be, because one thing's protecting yourself, another thing is following through in dangerous fashion like Helber Jr. did there. He caught the Jimenez quite high. It could have been dangerous, could have hurt him. Well, it did hurt him, in fact. That's why he's been receiving medical treatment. But it could have been a more serious injury if he caught him on the face.
But no, it was never the levels of Benduad yesterday for Panam All-Stars when we had that fastest ever red card on Bolt with the...
That was Van Bommel on Xavi Alonso. A little bit lower, actually, unfortunately for Bolt.
Unfortunately for Bolt, but the good thing is he's okay after that, surviving that. It was a very nasty one. Now, Las Troncas then. We've got a numerical advantage. We've got an extra man. It's 7v6 then in favour of the Spanish side. They're looking to do what Luxor do so well, pass it from left to right. Try and find an opening here. Just kept in play, then kept alive. Alex Cupedo. Guti, Chaverinho. That's the best really Luxor could have done, and that's to just try and just ease the pressure, clear their lines a little bit. No point trying to break, and he caught out on the break. They're already, as you said, a man down. They've got over a minute to wait before they have their player back on the pitch. Helber Jr. Now Alex Guti. That will suit Luxor just nicely, just letting it run. We've got the throw in. Vinny will come across it. They're everywhere, isn't he, Vinny? It's almost everything for the side. Throw-ins, corners, assists, shooting, goals.
He doesn't have a clear position, does he, on the field of play? He's sometimes the last man. I think that's more because they want him to be the one organising, moving the ball around. You can say he's a bit of a holding midfielder, just without being the biggest of players. Who's that card for?
Luxor, so they've bit their 2 cards in quick succession, haven't they? I think they're just perhaps waiting also towards the end to have a Helber Jr. back on the pitch, so that's why they wait a little bit longer. Make sure it's 7v7 again when they have their cards. Los Planas, Guti, first time. Oh, that was a real good ball, flashed across the face of the box there from Alex Guti. And now, secret card time.
Goal for 2.
Not just in the nick of time. The double goal. It's 4 minutes, and they've just got 4.5 minutes to play it. Perhaps they were waiting, as you say, for Helber Jr. to be back on the field of play.
Yeah, I think they went they just as close as possible, as you said, that 34th minute mark, and making sure they can make the most of it. Wouldn't want to call it too early when it's 6v7, will make no sense, but they were up against the clock. So they've got now less than 4 minutes to score, and they've opened that 2-goal cushion. And now Las Troncas coming forward. Neuer, Moda, and he's belted it over. May have hurt himself, but he's looking to get straight back up onto his feet here. He's looking to walk away and not get involved in any tension or any tete-a-tetes.
Now remember, there was a rule in this tournament that there was only one designated player assigned to speak to the referee. It was never going to happen, was it?
No, I think that went out the window after maybe game 1, didn't it? Again, guess who it is? It's Vinny, just starting things again. Sort of deep lying. Oh, wow! Whoa,
that was quick.
That was impressive from Bolt. So quick were they just getting that ball A upfield and then B into the feet.
As well there, because it's played into him, sort of right under his feet. remember Ronaldo used to be very good at that, for example.
Oh, it reminds me of Ronaldo. Alex Guti. Swept back upfield. So we've got less than 3 minutes now. As things stand, we'll be going to a golden goal. As things stand, but Las Troncas have their secret card, which must be a shootout or a penalty or a joker card. Bruno, it's one of those three. They'll be hoping it's a penalty or a joker card. When we said that, we saw that shootout netted, didn't we, earlier by Mayado.
Gonna get Berchita coming on to take the penalty. Someone who's been practicing all morning long.
Vinny. Victor Bueno. Bueno. Now we do have that Prezi penalty from Berchita. Here he comes. You were saying you had a chat with him briefly when he was doing a few penalties the other day? No? It was someone else.
That was La Cobra.
That was La Cobra, that was it. That was it. Again, I was just making sure you're awake and everyone was listening.
No, but we saw him earlier, didn't we? Doing the sideways one.
Yeah.
Remember?
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get to. It's too much information. Too much information.
We were both sat here.
But that's it. That's it. Yeah, it was La Cobra. I get confused. I mean, they are very similar. That's of course another joke after my terrible recognition of PK the other day when it was nothing like PK. And I had everybody on 10 to, oh, I think PK saying it wasn't PK. It was something else. Now, Berchita. It's very simple. Very, very simple score. And he gives Las Troncas the lead here. Here goes Berchita! Oh! Can you take a better penalty than that?
Oh, I think for a moment he was a little bit nervous. It looked like maybe it was going to hit the crossbar and come back out. But that's what happens when you practice. You get comfortable going for the top corners, go for a bit more of a risk. And I don't think he'll ever strike as perfect a penalty as that.
Well, practice makes perfect. Vale più la pratica e la grammatica, as the Italians say as well. That's thrown right into the heart of the box. What a penalty. Just showing Nobru how it's done, wasn't he? Berchita. They've gone silent in that presidential booth. Oh, Fluxo haven't been able to make the most, far from it. Their secret cards. And then half to go, and of course Las Troncas have theirs and expect it. In fact, we know it is a joker penalty or shootout. Long range strike, takes a big deflection. Oh my! I thought we were witnessing another Lipao moment, but this time from Bolt.
And this time it was more of a reaction. It was more of a, I've got no other option than to do the bicycle kick, the turnaround. It was the only thing that Bolt really could have done, and he almost pulled it off.
Still with Fluxo. Let's get back to the action, please, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to the action, because Alex Guti is here, and it's turned in! They get that two-goal cushion, Bruno, and they're already starting the party.
Who was it again, making the run into the box and just pushing it into the empty net. Perfect timing, perfect positioning. Oriol Boada, who scored the golden goal yesterday, makes it 5-3 for Las Troncas, and that's a hammer blow for Fluxo, because they were looking threatening down the other end with a double goal window, the card, which they almost managed to pull off through a Bolt, but that'll be a deflating goal for them, because you really couldn't see it coming.
And they've still got that secret card, so they can now make it 6-3. Las Troncas, as you said, that decisive touch there. What are they questioning? What are they complaining about? I don't think there's complaining.
No, I was just wondering if it was an own goal or Boada's goal.
Either way, they're not concerned, are they? They've got that two-goal cushion.
And a good run from Guti, who we said was world champion last year with Porfinos, who hadn't played as much with Las Troncas, and he'd only come on in second halves and then towards the end of the game. But he's a powerful, strong winger, and I don't know if he's fully fit, and maybe that's why he hasn't featured as much as he did last year with Porfinos. But that's what he can do. He can get the ball, he can run at defenders, get past them, and put in those dangerous crosses.
Great run, wasn't it, from we were saying, get back to the action. We obviously wanted to see that replay. of ball, but in that moment we wanted to have our focus on Las Troncas, who've made it 5-3. Less than a minute ago, they've got less than 30 seconds to score. Should they score, they'll make it 5-5. It's Bueno. Of course, we expect that secret card, and there it is. Brought down, and Las Troncas just hang on a little bit longer. Here comes Fluxo. Vinny, have a go, Vinny! It's the right thing to do with the secret cards, the time available, ticking down, and now the referee comes across here to reveal the Fortnite secret card for Las Troncas.
The only question is it a penalty or a shootout? They'll be hoping it's a shootout in the Fluxo camp, and at least that gives them a little bit more of life, a little bit more of a chance.
It does, yeah.
More hope.
And especially if you're going to face someone like Julio Cesar, who we've seen in a few moments ago, appears to be back to his brilliant best. So it's worked out a little bit better, as you say, for Fluxo. There's no guarantee, far from it, that Los Perez will score this. Perez for Las Troncas then. Lotus, I like that one. Not the car, of course, it's the Lotus. Oh, look at that. He's an intimidating man. A lot of the Brazilians after set this competition. Here goes Perez looking for that angle. Round the keeper. Oh, did he get the shot away? I think he did.
He did.
And it is now 6-3 for Las Troncas. They're almost there. They are so close, within touching distance, Bruno, of the final.
He was very cool there, Ferres, the way that he took that extra touch around the goalkeeper, knowing that he had half a second or a second to finish it off. He was very, very composed, very calm, and a brilliant penalty, given the moment and given the weight and the significance of scoring that penalty. And Ferres made it 6-3, so now it's going to need 2 goals from Fluxo in the final 2 minutes. It's a very difficult task for them.
It's a very tall order, isn't it, for them? So what they could do with is a goal now. They've just got to go route 1, direct approach, no other option, even just have a hopeful shot from distance, something. It's not going to happen. Las Troncas back on the ball. Verdu, clock ticking down. We're about to have the buzzer then. Goals will be worth double. Fluxo, as you said, quite rightly, Bruno, need to score twice to win it. Las Troncas have a bit of daylight between them and Fluxo. Let's try and listen in to what's maybe being said out on the pitch.
Intera, VB, Bolt e Thiago, tá? Beleza? Pode ser, tá bom. Mas o jogo vai pro jogo. O Murilo vem ganhar a primeira bola. Vai voltar o time que começou. Depois você sai e sai o... Tá? Bora. Bora. Vamos. Bora. 1, 2, 3. Ei, consegui.
Well, they have to keep on believing, of course. There's no other option. No other option for Fluxo. And listen, we've seen it happen before.
Yeah, we've seen incredible endings in the Kings League.
I mean, do you remember Porcinos against the Expire team? Expire team had that lead. We thought Porcinos were going out, and they found those goals, and they found a way. Can Fluxo dig deep then? It's a very tough task, as you quite rightly said, and we're back underway then. And soon we're going to find out the candidates for the MVP prize. So we expect Fluxo.
Yeah, look at the gamble they're taking. Goalkeeper off. So it's 7 outfield players for them to try and have the extra man, the overloaded in attack. But any little mistake, and it's an open goal, but it doesn't matter. Losing 8-3 or 6-5 makes no difference.
Very smart, very wise. They've nothing to lose, as you said. Have to just keep on believing right now. Here is Intera. Back with Inter again, assessing his options. Nicely done. A good block, and look at the celebration from David Soriano, as if he'd scored a goal there, the defender. Apparently it's Neuer leading the way then for the MVP prize. Nice ball in, they've got a goal back. They have a goal back. 6-5, game on again. Fluxo believe, and time is on their side, Bruno.
They had to score early. They had to score early to have any chance. Now we'll see how much added time there is. That is what happens when you take the risk of bringing on the extra man. You've got the player always on the outside to put the ball in, and there are two bodies lining up to finish it off, and it was Bolt in the end, and they're going to go for that again. Try and get the balls out wide, put it in. How many times have we seen the Brazilians do it? They will go for it, and it's going to be, I'm talking about squeaky moments. It's going to be very squeaky indeed now for Las Troncas.
Oh, it is. Just look at that. That's just great strategy, isn't it? Great strategy.
It's something that's done a lot in futsal, and Brazilians grow up playing futsal, as do a lot of people in Spain, but Brazilians, it's the first sport that they play before 11-a-side football. So they know how to play with the extra man, know how to find the space.
There's a bit of a hold up here. Is it being checked? We wait. It would be very cruel, wouldn't it, for Fluxo? It's a possible offside. Bolt. Let's check the position of Bolt together, Bruno, because that's what they're checking.
Yeah, it's the knee of Bolt that they need to look at.
As we said, it would be very cruel.
The thing here is you can't really see where the boot of the Troncas player is, David Soriano. It's covered by Bolt's body.
Oh, it's clear what Cheetah thinks and what Cheetah wants right now, but as Nobru is just trying to say and suggest that this is onside.
It's the shoulder as well, isn't it? The shoulder of Bolt looks like it's offside.
Yeah.
But we don't know exactly where the foot of David Soriano is.
So that's why we are waiting here, why we are back underway and the 1 o'clock has been stopped. It adds to the drama and the tension, doesn't it? But, just when Fluxo thought they found a way back, Las Troncas may be given a lifeline here at the Cupra Arena, and we wait.
Again, it's one of these where we've talked in previous days where there should be a rule in football, in general, in football.
Given.
The goal is given. Where if you're not exactly clear with regards to who's in front of who, give the benefit of the doubt to the attacking player.
Now, Berchita is clearly unhappy about that. But the goal stand, as you said, there was, in those situations, you have to give just that advantage, don't you? To the attacking player, yeah, and I think many would agree. In the meantime, though, Neuer on course to be crowned the MVP, and again they're going for it. Look, keeper off, outfield player on, to give them that, try and find that overlap and that numerical superiority here. Can they get a goal, score, and they go ahead, and it would be one of the great comebacks as that's fired well wide.
They shouldn't be going for long distance shots.
Not at this stage. Neuer then on course to win the MVP prize. Chats alongside Giuseppe Meloni post-match. Giuseppe very popular with our fans as well. So Sport Italia, Milan, now with DAZN Italia. Big shout out to Giuseppe and of course Julia and Dalila for the interviews. As we're saying, Giuseppe bilingual, maybe she speaks other language, I don't know. She maybe speaks Spanish or Portuguese, but definitely, obviously, English and Italian. Obviously, being Italian, but more than very good English. Exceptional, better than my Italian. That's for sure. So the clock continuing to tick down. Intera. Vinny. Still.
1.5 minutes. So much tension in defence. Everyone needs to be so focused for moments like this.
Oh, it's a little slip. And now there's an open net, Bruno. There's an open net.
He's missed it.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. The fine margins. The fine margins, Bruno.
I'm not saying he should have scored. He needed to score that. He could have scored. And he had a bit more time, I think, that he believed that he had to finish off the move.
And they'll try again, Bruno.
A long old minute here for Las Troncas.
Oh, it'll feel like an eternity when it's going to fly by, though, for Fluxo while they continue to trail. Intera is screaming for it. He's ignored. Oh! Victor Bueno! blocks.
And do you know who blocked that? I think it was Gerard Neuer.
Again, he is
If
brilliant.
that was Gerard Neuer, give him the MVP for the tournament.
What a performance from Neuer. What a performance from these sides. Helber Jr. Bolt is there. They have to dig deep one last time. One last time then. It's taken quickly. Vinny! And the less said about that one, the better on that occasion.
Again, he rushed it.
Yeah.
He rushed it. As I said earlier, you shouldn't be going for long-distance shots when you've got an extra man. He had a pass out wide to Vitor Bueno. It's a rush decision from him as he still had 20 seconds.
And the 2 minutes are almost up. All eyes on the referee. Las Troncas are going to the final. March on the Defense Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first finalist. Las Troncas eliminate Fluxo.
And I want to see a replay of that challenge. I think it was Gerard Neuer. If that was Gerard Neuer, what a performance from their standout player in attack. He scores the goals, he puts together the counter-attacks, he provides the assist, and he also comes in with the last-ditch tackles to block shots, which would have been a goal. It was a clear goal-scoring chance for Vitor Bueno. Everybody here in the stand where we are, you can see them just rushing forward to the net, to the front row, because they thought they were going to witness something very special, which was an improbable turnaround from Fluxo. But Vitor Bueno's shot was blocked by Gerard Neuer, which could end up being a championship-winning move from the number 30 for Las Troncas. There he is, confirmed as the MVP of the match, of course. Who else could it have been than Gerard Neuer, who's on 6 goals. Remember, he won the World Cup last year with Portinos, and he'll be playing in his second final, so that's 2 out of 2. Not a bad record at all for Mr. Gerard Neuer. So big celebrations from them alongside Las Troncas. Of course, what a day it has been for Perchita. Could he be making it a special double tomorrow at La Défense Arena? We'll have to wait and see, as Gerard has come across to Jussi for that post-match interview. This is confirmation of how the bracket looks with Las Troncas in the final. Who will they play, Portinos or Furia? We're going to find out in a couple of minutes' time when that second semi-final gets underway. But now, let's listen to our MVP pitch side.
Las Troncas just won their way to the final tomorrow. I'm here with Neuer, the MVP of this game. You definitely deserved it. You were incredible on the pitch, great performance. What are you feeling right now?
Hola, muy buenas. Nada, lo primero, felicitar también a Fluxo por el rival. Ha sido un muy buen equipo. Nos ha costado muchísimo, lo hemos tenido que trabajar desde el primer minuto. Y nada, también quiero felicitar a mis compañeros. La verdad que ha sido un partido desde el minuto 1 hasta el final, como ya lo habíamos trabajado en el vídeo, en el hotel lo habíamos trabajado y nada, ha salido como queríamos. Sí es cierto que al final aquí en este formato no te puedes relajar, ya lo hemos visto en el último gol que hemos encajado, pero bueno, muy contento la verdad, pero queda un pasito más y llegados hasta aquí pues hay que lucharlo.
Vale, Las Troncas ganaron el Queens World Cup. ¿Vas a ganar también?
Por supuesto, paso hemos venido, ¿no?
Of course, I asked them, since the Las Troncas won their Queens World Cup, if they're going to be winning tomorrow, what he thinks. He hopes so. Now it's time for the signature, the autograph on your jersey. There you go. It will be available on our Bazaar app. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Bye-bye. Of course, it will be live on the streaming today to be purchased. This exact jersey is not the only item that's available. A lot of other original jersey of this incredible competition will be live tonight. So get ready and get the app.
second goal, which would have been the turnaround of all turnarounds. But in the end, Las Troncas will be in that final against either Furia or Portinos. We saw Nadir there and Leletti highlighted, two of the best players in this tournament. So what a day we've had so far, and this has been billed as the blockbuster clash. So can it only get better?
It can, absolutely. And I don't think the sides we've seen before will be offended by that, because we have the reigning champions, the holders, against the title pretenders for the so we're not wrong in being often, you know, you do see us as journalists, as broadcasters, big things up, try and be overhype things. There's no overhyping here. This really is where it is all happening, where it's meant to be right now. Portinos against, and I'm delighted to see Portinos back in their all white with the pink trim, their traditional colours, their jersey, and of course Furia in their all black, back in black for Furia, and we'll see whether the man I mentioned quite a few times over the course of the evening, Didor, whether he's okay to take his spot, at least in the squads. The man who picked up that injury yesterday.
He's there, isn't he? Yeah, we can see him.
He got great eyesight.
Well, we're quite close, fortunately, to the end in which the Furia players are, and I think I just saw a little jogging over. I don't know if he was moving gingerly or not, but he was jogging over to meet his teammates in the huddle. Yep, there he is. Just spotted the number 14 of Dedo. So let's see how he is, how much he can play in this game. And Portinos, well, the defending champions. I remember last year in Monterrey where everybody thought G3X were going to beat them in the final. They somehow managed to win that game. Here today, a lot of people are thinking that Furia are going to win it. Are they somehow also going to find a way past the Brazilian side? Well, they have showed that fighting spirit, haven't they, all tournament long?
Absolutely, they showed it yesterday and the day before. Just asked the Expire team and then today.
That is correct. So we're ready to get underway. The second semi-final at the Cupra Arena. Gil Vidal and Li Pao, the two players coming together on the halfway line. Halfway line is the Brazilian who ends up earning his side the first possession of the game. He is alongside Vidal. Will it be one of those games today for Li Pao? Yesterday maybe took his foot a little bit off the accelerator. He's set up Vidal for the first goal of the game. So the first strike is blown by Furia.
Yeah, but I think he also took his foot off the gas, didn't he? Because they blew
them away, exactly.
Yeah, so they could afford to really do it. The second half was just a formality. It was painful for United. It was for Furia, just a bit of practice, wasn't it?
And you know that Li Pao, if he needs to turn up, he is going to be there for Furia, as Gil Vidal tends to be for Portinos. His dink over the goalkeeper comes off the crossbar. It's collected by Li Pao. And over to Vidal. Li Pao is, I was going to say, he's going to have to be quick, because the player coming on.
Was aware.
He was well aware, and he tees it up to Leletti, whose first intervention in the game is almost a rebound pinball goal from him.
Yeah, pinball wizard.
Well, he was the one that maybe shone a little bit more yesterday, but that's the quality of this team. When it's not one, it's the other. And when it's both, then well, it's almost impossible to stop them in their tracks.
Nicely done.
Finds Gil Vidal. It's saved by Vidal using his right foot to repel the shot from Vidal. He's alongside Oscar Coy. We don't normally see Nadir, do we, in the 3-on-3 or 4-on-4. It always takes a little bit of a while for him to get on the field of play. Vidal out to Leletti. It's in. Furia make it 2-0.
That's the quality, isn't it, of Leletti. We wait, though, just to see whether he was onside or not, because the arm is up here. We've celebrated it in the meantime, so what is the issue?
In progress.
Offside.
Well, there you go.
So the goal doesn't stand for Leletti.
What a goal it was.
We'll have to to wait for him to score, as I've jotted down his 10th goal of the tournament. Vacas' shot is now deflected by the Fourier defence. Vacas will give it a second go. Gil Vidal couldn't get the ball out from under his feet, but it will be a throw-in for Portinos, the pig team.
That's right.
That's what they are.
Futbolistas locos president always make me laugh.
The yoink oink. Oscarcoy. Oh, it was a good cross from Gil Vidal. It forced Vidal into a save, so it will be a corner. Now we do have Nadir on the field of play.
Finally up and running with that vital goal yesterday. The double goal to give them the win.
Only 2 goals in the whole tournament, Nadir. Compare that to Lipao, who's on 7, or Leletti on 9. That's where you'd think he would be, yeah.
The Corona de Oro as well, you expect more, don't you?
Now Gil Vidal. Vacas. Nadir takes over with a wonderful ball, and it's in! What a goal by Adri Jedor. The pass from Nadir, the finish also from Jedor. Portinos straight back. It's 1-1.
Brilliant ball, and the finish as well. The finish to match the ball in off the post. Saw a brilliant assist from Vinny, didn't we, earlier? I think that certainly matches it in terms of a defence-splitting pass.
Well, there is Nadir. If there were any questions as to whether he was going to show up today in the semi-finals, he's already had an impact on this game. Leletti is always steering wide of Gerard Vacas' goal.
I'm going to stick my neck out very early, but I think this could go to a shootout.
Ooh.
Got that feeling.
It's very bold.
Yeah, got a feeling, just the way they're starting here, sizing each other up. So, just got to, and we haven't had one in a while either.
We haven't, no.
Yeah.
Had quite a few early on and then sort of disappeared.
Just by the time Brazil shot from 1994 World Cup. Just to the left of us.
Painful one for Italy.
Very painful one, Baggio in particular, yeah. Wasn't the only one to miss, of course, but obviously he missed
Everyone
that.
remembers
yeah,
it,
that one which gave them the win. Which, from that penalty, that was it. You know, had to score to keep Italy in the shootout. He missed, and the rest of his history.
Jedor comes across.
No,
Is there a trip up as the move continues? Well, the referees, you say, had a clear angle, and he was adamant that that was not a penalty.
The finger was waggling.
Adam Waggy.
Good keeper.
Good keeper.
Good keeper. I enjoyed watching him.
Well, it wasn't that clear, but I suppose the referee had a clear view of it. So now it's Adri Jedor. Turns and finds Frutos. Ooh, almost a lapse in communication between Pellegrini and Vidal.
He's got Romario on the back as well. Romario 11.
Very nice numbers and font on that Brazil shirt. Big fan of those minor details, I must say. Oh, look at that drop of the shoulder from Leletti. Effortlessly getting past the Portinos player. So Leletti again. Now Lipao's playing closer to him. In other games we see them on complete opposite sides of the pitch. Leletti on the right, Lipao on the left, but maybe they thought if we come close and play together, then we can cause a bit more damage for Portinos. That's interesting. And against stronger opposition, they are looking to be closer to each other.
It's very tight now, isn't it? Come to that 7v7. Needs those defence-splitting passes, doesn't it? A visionary genius of players. Nadir's been shoved off the ball, but a big man like him.
Oh, yeah. Bit of afters with Jeff Vignon. Need to be careful with those sin bins and costly moments like that for your team. How many times have we seen it this week? More so in the one-on-one where someone's committed a foul and it's been a shootout and a sin bin.
Drummer's got a press pass. Very good. It's not my one, is it? I lost the other day.
Well,
the plot thickens.
You were certainly in a haze that day, weren't you?
I was. Not in the mood to do the luge. Far from it.
Don't know what would have got quicker back home yesterday, the luge or the bus.
Ooh. It was a long one yesterday, I have to admit, to get back. I wasn't in bed till at least 1:30. Normally I'm home by, what, 12:30 maybe? Anyway, we digress.
Yes, back to the action.
I want to be yellow carded for going off topic.
That was Nico Santos. See there, looking up a little bit about Nico Santos earlier. I didn't know he came through the academy at Fulham.
Wow.
Despite being from Santander in the north of Spain.
So he picked up as a youngster, I assume.
He came through for at least 3, 4, 5 years at Fulham Academy and retired very early. He's only 25, but he retired from football.
His family moved over to London, but...
And now here he is, featuring in the Kings League for Quarterfinals, where he's also been one of those very good players for them, scoring important goals as well in that last game against his it wasn't an expired team in the last round, it was...
For Porcinos?
Yeah.
Dembélé,
yeah, he scored that late goal for them.
Yeah, but against expired team, he was brilliant.
He scored another late goal against expired team as well,
What a player. You see that, don't you, in these competitions, as players go on a bit of a run, don't they, and become sort of talisman and, I say good luck charms, but they seem to just find that way, don't they?
The Milan Barros effect.
Yeah, Barros, but also I was thinking, it's like David Villa in 08 and 2010 for you.
That was a bit more significant, I suppose, than Barros.
It was, of course. It's far more significant, but still, they're in the same sort of category. Listen, I mentioned that jersey, how much I'm a big fan of it, didn't I, Bruno? That all white with the pink trim, and you can get all of the content, such as Bazan. You can also grab the signed items of your choice. Not only jerseys, all sorts of items, balls, caps, so much more. Get online, guys, get on Bazaar.
Oh, you heard it here first. From our very own Tommaso Lawrence.
No Italian sides, of course, left in the competition. Only Brazil and Spain, they're making it to the Final four. We've got Spain, or Spanish side, should I say, already in the final. Las Troncas, great day for them. Las Troncas winning La Finalissima. And Las Troncas going through to the final, and one step away, then one hurdle away from winning the Club World Cup. Got some flags here being brought in. They look like Furia flags, don't they? They are Furia flags, with the Jaguar/Panther being hoisted aloft, obviously on the flag, not actually a Jaguar being lifted. That would be different. That would be dangerous as well.
Not like in those Italian grounds where they used to bring in the Vespa.
Vespa, yeah, they've put all sorts in.
So, back to the football.
It was actually thrown down.
It was thrown down. It was very dangerous. No, very dangerous.
Make us believe.
Now we laugh, but it could have been a tragedy.
Yeah, only because we know the outcome. Otherwise, there's no laughing matter. Yeah, it was Inter Atalanta. They're actually mopeds actually stole from the Atalanta fans, and then this was so crazy story. Crazy story. Part of that ultras culture in Italy.
Points there for Nico Santos. Now Leletti. Incredible you can get a moped into the ground when you can't get a bottle. But anyway, here's Furia. Back towards Victor. Leletti again. Now he's on the left, Lipao on the right. And they're switching flanks as Giafinho turns, shoots over the crossbar. We've not seen Bedo yet, have we? So I think that answers that question.
Yeah. So we haven't seen our lunchboxes, our packed lunch.
No, yeah, that's true.
Normally they've been brought in by this time. I'm getting a bit concerned.
Yeah. Normally Lutar would have eaten his Snickers already, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's been given one anyway by the German team behind
Has
the
he
scene.
really?
Yeah, they've been brought various snacks and coffees, but but he hasn't been given, well, neither of us, our English or German casters our dinner for afterwards. No, by this time it has arrived, and what a little sneak peek what's in the baguette, and what chocky bar, and what flavour crisps.
Exciting moment of Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it is. We've got one more to go. We might have to have a dash to a fast food joint, maybe. If that is the case, we'll need some kind of food. It's been tough for us. Well, not tough, enjoyable, but it's tiring also for us, obviously, because the pace of it, the talking, the jumping up and down with the goals. Apart from, well, you, I, Tyler, and barring Benedict in the corner.
Oh,
that's a good one.
New one on day 13. Very well played.
Thanks, mate.
Leletti looking to play it through. Will be a throw-in for Furia, so still 1-1 between Portinos and Furia with almost 14 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a lull, hasn't it?
It has.
Besides just...
well, there have been games today where we've not really managed to go off-piste and bring any other topics in. And when you can, generally it means the tempo has slowed down a little bit.
There's not much going on out on the pitch.
Lee Powell can make something happen now with that pass! And it's finished by Ryan Lima. Lee Powell with a wonderful assist. Look at his teammates. They go to celebrate with him instead of Lima, because they know that that goal, 50% at least, belongs to Lee Powell.
Bruno, the quality of the assists today, the passes, the crosses, the vision has been out of this world, and there's another one to add to the collection. Ryan Lima just stroking it home, but it was again all about the assist.
Yeah, very much Ala Vinny earlier on. As you say, the Nadir pass too. That one from Lee Powell was something special from a very special player indeed.
Look at the reaction from everybody here, supporting Furia, of course.
Party time for the Brazilian fans. Don't need much encouragement, generally, do they, to dance and jump up and down. I can only imagine what it's like to be, what it's going to be like in Rio in January.
Absolutely, yeah. The Kings World Cup nations, when Brazil on home soil looked to defend their crown. They won it back in January, beating Colombia in the final in Turin, the Allianz Stadium. So they'll be looking to reclaim their crown, show why they are the top dogs, and they want to have be winners at national team level and at club level. They're on course to do that. Leading 2-1. Lee Powell, the most decisive player then in this competition. 8 goals, 8 assists.
Bad. I mean, we were talking earlier about Vinny's goals and assists. Lee Powell has done the same and just a little bit more on both fronts. So I had jotted down for 7 goals, but must have missed one of Lee Powell's goals.
Well, that was just coming through from behind the scenes.
Just, you know, sometimes I do miss some with my pen, so it is 8. I'll make sure to update my stats.
Stats.
Saturday.
Finish my snacks. Needed it just a little bit sugared in with after the finalissima, after the game we just saw as well between Las Troncas and Fluxo.
And they've been very high tempo, both of them. I think finalissima was brilliant.
Oh,
it was a great game. Previous semi-final was non-stop intensity as well.
It was. Again, I'm struggling a little bit with the voice. I'm going to go on to my sort of cough swings later.
I think this one's a bit of respect as well between 2 big teams. Which, you know, that ice will melt, will defrost in the second half for sure. Lee Powell goes down, a little bit theatric. That's what might have given it away. Oh! I think he's hit a turkey flag again.
Talking of flags, plenty of Brazil flags, of course, inside the ground. They're looking to make, or rather play their part tonight. The Brazilian supporters inside the ground, rooting, of course, for Furia. It's Porcinos looking to become, as we have said before, first ever team to beat Porcinos at a Kings World Cup Clubs. They've never lost. But they always seem to find a way, so don't write them off just yet.
Good feet from Gelazo. He's another one of those that's maybe not so much in the spotlight, but very, very good on the ball, Anthony Gelazo.
Yeah, you can say that again. There's those kind of players, isn't there? Across all teams. You've got to be quick here, got to be quick.
Gelazo with a volley. Oh, another Turkey
man you were
flag.
talking about, yeah. Poor Turkey flag there.
Taking a battering today,
Taking
isn't
a
it?
battering. And here we do, it's actually the Las Troncas players with the JD roll of the dice. Get on JD website and get all your exclusive only at JD products. Much, much more. You can also now download the app or check everything out on their Instagram channel. And again, congratulations once more to Las Troncas, winners of La Finalissima.
Liga aí, ó. Tá muito bom fechando o meio, mas liga dessa bola longa, olha só. Olha aqui, olha aqui. Quem tá marcando esse cara aqui, quando os caras estão na armação, então fecha um pouquinho, porque esse cara sai nas costas pra fazer cobertura. Porque quando a bola viajar, dá tempo de chegar. Fica colado aqui não, que abre
Well, the tactics from Carlos Barbosa. We saw Las Troncas doing well not to drop the trophy as well. There was a moment there I thought maybe they were at risk of dropping the trophy as well as the dice. It's going to be 1 against 1 with keepers, which is the one that we mentioned earlier that we do enjoy watching. And now they do use Nadir.
Physically, it's a wise move. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah.
He's unshakable.
And there you go. And then comes off.
And they will use Gilles Vidal. Vidal onto his left foot. Vidal, oh, just drags it wide.
And now an idea for the defensive work.
And he's going to come up against Laletti. Probably the most amount of quality that you could find on the field of play in a one-on-one in this tournament. Laletti against Nadir. Laletti accelerates, and his shot is saved by Vacas. The follow-up! How has he managed to put that in the top corner? Disbelief on the faces of the fans around us. From here, it's almost impossible to understand how Laletti has scored. Let's see if the replay helps us to get a better understanding of what he did there.
It is unbelievable right now. Laletti and Lipao are almost unplayable. They're doing almost whatever they want to do. That goal is out of this world.
Oh, wonderful finish from Laletti. And defending to do now for Quarterfinals as Jefinho has won back the ball. He plays it to Vidal. Jefinho wants it into space. It's a good ball for Jefinho. Being defended by Marc Belaf. He's going to have to get a shot away. I was going to say the referee was warning him. Good defending there from Belaf, keeping Jefinho quiet.
How about that goal? Still thinking about it. I can't wait to see Ruben. Almost as impossible angles. Anyway, back to Bocinos.
Belaf is up against Lipao. He also shows that he knows how to defend. And he can't go off Belaf because Lipao is back on the attack. He's clearly blowing Belaf. Struggling. He can't stop Lipao. Well, he wanted the substitution. They couldn't make it. You knew he was going to suffer against Lipao. It was just too quick for him. It's 4-1. They are devastating in one-on-ones. The escalada at the start and the dice in between. It's so difficult to get the better of Furia. Now Vidal, he needs to at least stop Lipao from counter-attacking. That he did.
Furia, they just come to life, don't they, in these situations, those final 2 minutes, the 1v1s, the 2v2s, and they're going to have another go here. Here they go.
Away he goes. Away he goes. And the dink is saved by Gerard Vacas.
I don't think there's any time left, you know, Bruno.
Is it half-time? It is half-time. Well, the claws of Fordia have really hurt Portinos. We know that they're capable of fighting back, but is 4-1 against a side with this quality too much of a tall order? Let's see what the both of the managers think about it in this half-time interval.
They would maybe draw in players towards Nadir, maybe they try and mark him a bit tighter, an extra or a closer eye on him and maybe open up some space, but yeah, he was the star player. He didn't make it count. It was in those final 2 minutes added time that he got that goal and came to life. Anyway, back to you, Bruno.
So the second half is underway. The ball is won again by Fordia. That one is smacked right into the roof. Taken to Gerard Bacas. Now it's Frutos. Frutos for Jedo. This is Oscar Coy. Jedo.
What we were talking about earlier, Bruno, I'll come back in a minute though.
Gil Vidal sprints away and it almost falls to Nico Santos.
No, I apologise, that's one of the errors. They say when you start your broadcasting career, don't talk over something when there's a moment of key player salient moment, but there's the confirmation of what we were chatting about earlier, Bruno, in terms of the leading marksman leading the way.
Valeria Lipao still on top of that particular ranking as Donato now is looking to add to his tally. They're both Valetti on 10, Lipao on 9.
Is this though one step too far for Porcinos in their sort of great comebacks? Trailing by 3 goals now. Should Nadir score, it would make it 2-4-3, but he's not really been at his prolific best.
Now, they start turning this around, we're going to have to start really looking into this Porcinos effect, because this would just be almost too much.
Yeah, and
because
also,
it's Fordia as well.
That's what I was going to say about the opposition, about the team that they're up against right now, the title pretenders, as we said. And listen, if you are going to go on and win it, what better way to do it by beating the reigning champions? For the neutral, it's supposed to be nice to have Spain, Brazil, and not an all Spanish showdown.
Yeah, it does make it more attractive, doesn't it, when there's, even in Champions League or in the Europa League, when you have same countries in the finals, hasn't got that sort of variety.
Also going back to what we were seeing a few moments ago, 3 of the top scorers all playing in this match. The rest are Italians, are out of the competition, however.
They've been sinking in that little table of top goal scorers, haven't they?
Yeah.
Naturally.
Obviously, yeah, not being present anymore, not in the competition. I think they got their flight back, unless they decide to stay a little bit longer in Paris. Why not? It's a beautiful city, stunning city.
Oscar Coy. Now it's Frutos. Gil Vidal. And he makes something happen. Well, I think that ball went off, you know. Doesn't matter because Ryan Lima cleared it in the end.
Great finish from him as well earlier. Although it was all about the assist, I know, but
still had to finish it.
Yeah.
Jeddo. Koi makes a lovely 1-2 with Adri Jeddo. Oh, it's a bit of a 50-50 ball.
It is.
Josh Koi does well to keep a hold of. Frutos. Frutos to Nico Santos. There's a run being made. He decides to go back to the left with Gil Vidal. Now Frutos. They couldn't work their way through. Furia down that left flank. Well defended by the Brazilians.
Yeah, we've spoken a lot, of course, about the Brazilian goal-scoring prowess, but also defensively would have been very good, haven't they? So they have that also in their DNA. Oh, keep it on Santos.
Headed it the wrong way. Santos Benadir. Oh, that was almost the moment for them to get back into the game. Oscar Koi's cross. The presidential penalty is locked in by Furia.
Oh, what a moment could
that was
be?
Almost it, wasn't it?
Could that be the turning point in this game? That was a glorious chance, and well done to Santos though for the assist. Just wonder if he could have taken a touch maybe.
Could have finished that. But now that you look at the replay, it's even clearer than it initially seemed from here.
Listen, the Nadir that we saw storm his way to the Corona de Oro certainly would have finished it. Here he is.
It's both presidents coming down. We've got Chris Guedes, who has not been brilliant with his penalties this week.
Big mates with Neymar.
Yeah, needs to spend more time, as you said.
Yeah.
With Neymar.
Lessons on how to strike it. Back of the net. Striker. So it's going to be first for the president, and then we're going to right away. He actually missed yesterday, and he was devastated, bless him, but fortunately his boys did the business for him.
I've not actually seen him practicing today. Did see him yesterday. Maybe he thought, well, what's the point?
Yeah. Pointless.
I hear someone screaming, trying to put off Chris Guedes. Oh, he's missed again. I cannot believe it.
Wow.
I can only imagine what Neymar will be saying to him. He's not even hit the target.
And Porcinos just have to wait today before taking theirs.
Is it going to be now? Where is he, right?
Just jogging off in the meantime, Chris Guedes. I was saying hanging his head in shame, but he will be very disappointed with his record at this competition when it comes to taking those penalties. Now, here we go.
Terrible record, terrible.
Yeah. Again, no, he's going for the socks.
Yeah, goes for the socks, yeah.
I don't know why. It's not as if it's putting great luck or anything. Anyway, he knows best, and Presidente knows best.
It must be a decision where he just doesn't want to bring boots. Looking for the valve.
Yeah. Laces Out. One of your favourite films.
Oh, this is huge for Porcinos. That's a brilliant penalty by Llanos. 4-2. They can start to believe. And Nadir scored it before 4.
They needed that. Boy, did they need that. Porcinos after the disappointment from Nadir's miss. The fact that they were trailing by 3, they've put themselves now just a little bit closer to 4. But as we've always said, you sense with 40 that when they need to step it up, when they need to just keep teams again at arm's length, they can do that. They can turn on the style.
I like to see Ibai running for the goal, ball in the goal, giving it to the referee and running off the pitch. Didn't want to soak in the moment or celebrate. Wanted to get off and let his team
I like
get
that.
things underway.
I found it at times when, say, the likes of the Luquetas of this world would milk it a little bit too much. It was a bit, for me, being a purist. But it's all part of the show. I know some people love it. Their choice.
Pellegrini coming through. Pellegrini looking to finish. No, he's got to pass out wide to Ryan Lima. Nick Nico Santos intercepting.
Lots of flags today. Just that of Brazil. Well, that's that Turkey flag that's taken the most hammerings in terms of the balls and the shots hitting it.
Corner has played all the way back to Vidal. And Nico Santos lets it run. He'll come again with Adri Giedon.
No, just saying, talking of Turkey, we had obviously Kenan Yıldız, his side, Futbolistas Locos, go out earlier in the competition.
That's right, yeah.
Side from Germany. Best performing side of the German sides.
We did have Turkish presence last year with Limon.
That's
actually
right.
A very, very good team.
They have played their part and continue to play their part in some way, don't they, in the Kings League universe. Turkey have control on it. They're going to move away from Inter. Time will tell. Let's see what happens.
Oscar Coy. Through ball, looking for Marc Pelaf. Vidal gives it away. Oh, this could be a chance. Gilles Vidal. Gilles Vidal shoots! Bang, bang! He's a taxi driver. Gilles Vidal makes it 4-3.
In the night, if you need a goal, it's Gilles Vidal. Bang, bang, Gilles Vidal. How? What a strike there. Bruno, he has answered the call from his teammates and made it so exciting. Just when we were saying, is this the end of the road for Porcinos? It
never is it? You never know when it is, at least. Through to Jeffinho. Looking for the shot.
Oh, he had options left and right, but he went for goal. His choice. And he got the choice right as well, didn't he, Bruno? Absolutely. And look at that, what it does to the standings with Gilles Vidal putting the pressure on Leletti.
It's going to be very tight. He's probably the only person that's going to be able to live with Leletti or Lipao. You can definitely sense a change in the mood on the field of play. Real growth in the belief of the Porcinos players. Vidal looks for Ryan Lima. He turns, he goes down. The referee says there's nothing in it. Giedon plays it out to Frutos.
If Porcinos can, sorry, I don't cut you a bit. Just come back to us. If Porcinos
it would be incredible, wouldn't it?
It would be sensational. And we maybe look back and say that penalty, that presidential penalty.
Yeah.
But now they need though, Angeloa.
Leletti. He shoots wide.
Well, they needed him yesterday, and he answered the call with that double goal. But they need him now to get a double goal with that star player status. It will put them ahead. Come on, Nadir. Now it's your moment. But then again, Furia need now the likes of Leletti and Lipao to turn on that Samba style.
Giedon at the back, looking for Nadir. That's a nice ball from him. And Oscar Coy, well, he'd almost battled his way through the Furia defence.
Secret card time.
Secret cards. Oh, one secret card was, of course, Porcinos have used theirs. Star player Nadir. Let's see what Furia have up their sleeves. Pellegrini. Back to Vidal. It's the Furia goalkeeper again. Plays it short to Lipao. Look at the confidence to turn Nico Santos. Nadir was looking to break clear. Leletti defending. Those two players, I know they're not luxury players whatsoever, Lipao or Leletti. They help out in defence.
¿Todo bien?
This is a big moment. Double goal for Furia. So neither side have been given
the ideal
a penalty
ones,
or a joker, which really sort of tips the balance heavily in the favour of one of the other.
I mean,
they're both sort of quite similar cards to have.
They are, but I think if anyone wanted to that star player, maybe Furia would have that full second half to get someone like Lulls in their power, which you think they would have done, looking at the
those two you think would probably
done that. Whereas for the goals double, I mean, it's the ideal cards for them. But neither's that star player.
It's not a major advantage for either side.
Neither side has had the best luck, shall we say, with the draw of the secret cards.
Here's Torrenbo, who's entered the game. Giedo. Gil Vidal. Santos, he's also one of those who maybe hasn't had his moment yet in this game. Oh, and that's not where you want to be giving it away. Laletti also with this double goal card. Laletti was looking to curl it into the top corner.
And that poor old flag.
Yes.
Poor old flag.
Struck it again. Let's put Turkey on the map here today, at least. Watch, there it is.
Lots of flags draped behind the goal. That's up to Turkey on the centre stage.
It's very modern of you to call it Turkey. That's what they're calling it now, aren't they?
The only reason I was watching the news earlier
there's been like an effort to call it that internationally, isn't there?
It has, yeah.
Like Czechia for the Czech Republic.
That's right, and another one which will come to shortly.
Gil Vidal, Marpelazo, Nico Santos
I didn't want to be saying, just like North Macedonia, just like Qatar, because they were like Qatar, they went to Qatar, you know, to say that and then the goal. I know, obviously, a flip between sort of Rai News, BBC News, Sky News, and Al Jazeera, and obviously talking about the various situations across the world, and I saw it was Turkey.
Very cultured. Oh, that strike was not cultured.
From it, a few concerns, a few worried faces, because Sinos are training. They need to hang on while Furia has to have their secret cards. They can just hold on, keep it at 4-3, just going to his final minutes. Ideally in a dip, but even they take a 4-4, of course they would. Especially that take them ahead. So important.
Lipao accelerating. There's space for Jeffinho. Bacas comes a long way and makes the save, and he had to make it. Thought that maybe he hesitated and took too long off his line, but he did brilliantly to deny Jeffinho. Goy. Through the top from Giedo for Nico Santos, who helps it on towards Marpelaf, and again they force Vital into a save. He is hurt in the process.
As I said, should it stay this way, Bruno? Just 4-3 going into that double goal situation. Porcino, of course, winning the last two, as we've said, won the last two matches with a double goal. Vidal against the expired team of the Deer yesterday against Atente. Just a reminder to everyone about this never say die spirit from Porcinos and their ability just to never know when it's over, just to keep battling back and always finding a route. But as things stand, it's Furia in the driving seat, in pole position to go through to the final. For many, they are the favourites, they're the title pretenders, but the title holders are certainly not going to go down without a fight, and they still believe, and they will believe, because they've done it before, so why can't they do it again?
Absolutely right. The corner is swept in and cleared by Donato. It'll be a throw-in for Porcinos. As that ball hit the roof. And it's Oscar Coy. Nico Santos. Stelios, some fresh legs on for Porcinos. He just enters the fray in these final minutes. Belaf, good defending from Ryan Lima. Vidal. Ball's pressing him as he forces him to a long clearance, and again, alert off his line, Gerard Vargas.
Yeah, good performances in those sort of key moments. He's responded present, done his job. That's what's to come tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, 14th of June. Tomorrow is now here after talking about it for weeks. It's just around the corner. Exhibition game, showpiece final, and a performance from Kim's. What more do you want in life?
France against the world, very Napoleon-esque. Let's see what the outcome is this time.
Yeah, really conquer the world or not? Maybe this time around.
Belaf. Always hoping for the foul. Fortunately, he had defensive cover to clean up. Skarkoi. Stelios.
Well, if only every Friday night was like this with the Kings League, the Finalissima. Absolute treat.
Belaf makes the run, he looks to turn, and they've made the foul, committing the foul right on the edge of the box.
Obviously, I think they're going to strike, you'd expect it.
Have to, yeah, have to.
Yeah.
Even if he's not the best free kick taker, you want to get him here on the end of the free kick. Did very well, didn't he, Belaf? Just forced the contact. They ran him over.
No, sí, nada más te estaba explicando.
It's Nadir. Of course, it's Nadir.
Always Nadir. Always Nadir.
The referee was talking as Nadir struck the free kick, because he warning Li Pao not to jump the gun.
Gracias.
So Pellegrini looking for Lima. Jeffinho.
The young Porcinos fan just by our side, checking out our screen.
Out wide. Oh, Ryan Lima was diving for the header.
He's got an Adriedo shirt on, so it could be his, maybe his son, I'm not sure, or a family member, or a big Adriedo fan.
It could be a fan, because he's a great player, Adriedo. Oscar Goy. Adriedo. It's all been Porcinos in this second half. Looking for Nadir at the far post.
Well, yeah, obviously a reminder, starting this second with leading 4-1. They missed that penalty though. Porcinos scoring there, Presidential Bend scoring again, so right within it, and they get maybe another double goal. It's looking like we're going to go to a double goal situation.
Nadir to Santos. The shots, hey, by Vidal. I could see you getting excited about that strike by Vidal.
I was, because obviously a great view here. We've got a great view of it just behind that. Just Joe Vidal, and the ball came to him with a perfect view of his shot, but needed more power on it.
So there will not be a star player goal from Nadir, but they won't be too worried or too concerned heading into these last 2 minutes. They did it the other day, they did it the day before. Just need to do it once more here, Porcinos.
La última jugada. Sí. Última ya, sí, la última. Sí, se tiene que chutar y ya terminamos.
Take this final free kick before he blows the whistle.
Right, yeah, as the rules and regulations quite rightly state, yeah.
Es el shoot y acabamos, ¿vale?
All that faff for that. Libao knocks it out of play, and then the final whistle is blown. But as you say, you do have to follow the rules and regulations. So we will have this one final stoppage in play before the last 2 minutes, in which, of course, for anybody new joining, goals are worth double. And that is where Portinos have flourished this week.
Sacamos a Vacas en ataque y entra Esterios. Te pondrás aquí a la derecha, ¿vale? Aquí. Adri, Callaros, Adri, Oscar Coy, Torrembó, Nadir, Nico y Sils. Está para tenerlos aquí 4 minutos y que sufran como hijos de puta.
Well, I think Portinos are going to go for the Fluxo, from what I heard from the manager, Nacho Castro. I think he was saying that when they're in attack or in possession, Gerard Vacas is going to come off and Stelios is going to come on. Oh, wow. As the most defensive player on the pitch. So
it's a bold move. It's a big move, but they need something like that right now.
Go big or go home now for Portinos.
If they want to be there tomorrow, reminder, 14th of June, Devils Arena, the final of the Kings World Cup Clubs 2025. There's still time, I think, to get the final few remaining tickets as well. Otherwise, join us via streaming.
Gil Vidal looking to sprint away from Liman. It was he who made the final touch, so there will be goal kick for Furia.
You know, Las Troncas are there waiting. Will they be meeting Porcinos or Furia in the final? They are currently in the driving seat, have that edge, leading 4-3, but they can't concede, of course. Whereas Porcinos will be going there. The defending champions. Oh no. That's a cheap mistake, and they'll be gutted about that one.
And it's made them lose a little bit of time. Looking to chest it back to Gerard Vacas.
Just coming across it, just taking his time, understandably. Seeing the scoreline in no real rush. Nepal to inspire them Furia over the finishing line. And to the final tomorrow. Not just this final, we've got an exhibition game. Live performance from Gims as well ahead of kickoff, the French-Congolese artist. And then, of course, the big one at 9 p.m, the final.
It's game to bed.
Another corner.
Good thing that they're doing, at least, is making sure that all the action is taking place in this final third.
Set right in front of us, you, I, Tyler, and Michael, who's actually up on his feet.
Yeah, he does exist. Oh, the ball to the far post. It's awkward. Gerard Vacas clears. But again, they're not getting on the ball. They're not creating chances, and they're only going to have 2 minutes to try and pull off the miracle.
But it all stemmed, didn't it, from that chest back with the keeper, that mix-up. And since then, they've not been able to push up.
Exactly. Leletti shoots just wide. So now Portinos will get the chance to make that substitution and take the risk. They'll look for the reward.
Here they go.
Adrigelo, Stelios, Oscar Coy.
Nadir's in the box, the target man.
They let it run to Nadir. Oh, thought he was through. Nico Santos, saved by Vidal.
And again,
the attack continues. Out wide to Marpin. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. How do they do this time and time again? And it's Nadir, the star man for Portinos, who makes it 5-4.
Lightning has struck twice. He did it yesterday, and he has done it again. Nadir with another double goal. And we have to start talking about a Porcinos dynasty, aren't we, Bruno?
It's becoming ridiculous. It is becoming ridiculous. You cannot do this every single game. They're starting to get that Champions League, Real Madrid winning aura of the comebacks.
Manchester United in the Premier League, Juventus
as well.
In Serie A. Of course, every country has that side that just finds a way, and they have done it again. Unbelievable. You just can't write them off. They score, they always score.
But Furia are going to try and have the last say in this game. Vital. Leap out. The cross comes in, it's headed away by Stelios. Falls to Leleti. There was an offside, and that is celebrated by the Vortinos players who roar as they get back the possession. Of course, they'll keep Shirarvacas in goal now.
Bruno, I'm going to say something may not be popular by everyone. Viva España. Viva España. Viva España, very much. Los Troncas and Porciños. At the risk of being berated by some people, but Viva España, very much so.
Amarillero hits it down the other end. Nadir turns and just tries to get rid of that ball. Oh, will they allow them this final attack? They're going to have to take the goal kick. We've gone past the 2 minutes, but maybe with the celebrations. No, it's a final whistle. Porciños will be in the final at La Défense. 2 Spanish sides, no Brazilians. No one could have imagined that that would be the outcome come the end of these 2 weeks at the Cupra Arena. The defending champions yet to be beaten in this competition in 2024, in 2025. How have they got here? No one knows but them. Nadir, the hero, once again, Tom.
It's one of these great sporting tales, fairy tales, mysteries. It's becoming a mystery how they always do it. And look at that. And again, Nadir, he never scored with that armband with the star player, but he did it again when it mattered most. And listen, this is another thing, not just the collective, but the individual, the top players, your star players coming to the fore when you need them most, and he has done it again. Nadir, lightning striking twice for Nadir, thrice if you include, of course, the previous game against the Expire team for Givadel, and I don't think that is Gerard Neuer, because Neuer plays...
he was the previous MVP.
But yeah, for Los Troncas, it's just a slight, but don't get confused. It is indeed confused with all the commotion of it all. It's Nadir, thank you very much, the MVP.
Nadir, my dear.
My dear, 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 dear Nadir. And on this evidence, maybe he's going to get another Corona de Oro. Who knows? Who knows? What a moment. And I am speechless.
No, it's remarkable what we've witnessed inside this Cupra Arena in these last 2 weeks, especially with Porciños. To do it once, fine. Do it twice, hats off. But to do it 3 times is incredible. It's incredible. It's remarkable. And you can see the Furia players, a lot of them crying. They cannot believe that this has slipped away from them. And it's incredible also because of what we said, Tom, because they've done it against Furia. They've not just done it against anyone. They've done it against arguably the side with most potential, with most quality in their team.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. What also is impressive is that Furia led 4-1 at the break. 4-1. We cannot underestimate.
No goals in the second half.
No goals in the second half. 0 for Furia. So that's testimony to the achievement on Porciños to A, keep Furia quiet in the second period, and B, but overturn that deficit they had. The presidential penalties, they're proving decisive in these latter stages. We saw Furia miss theirs once again, and we saw him sort of smile, think, well, leading 4-1, it doesn't matter. Boy, did it matter. Ibai, unlike yesterday, he did score, and that helped spark the turnaround. We're looking forward to hearing what Nadir has to say, the man of the moment. He's just trudging over here, and we are now going to go pitch side. We have Dalila, who is waiting for Nadir, and we're waiting to hear what he has to say.
Hi guys, here we go. So, wow. What can we say? Wow. So you guys, Porciños are the second finalist team in this Kings World Cup. So yes, of course, we are full of enthusiasm, guys. Complimenti. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. So, come closer. Don't be scared. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Cómo estás?
Ahora mismo una adrenalina pura. Este equipo se lo merece. Hemos trabajado mucho desde el principio y bueno, ya llevamos 3 partidos gol doble. Es por la fe, el compañerismo que hay y queremos la segunda. Queremos ser el mejor club de la Kings League y del mundo y estamos en camino, creo que lo vamos a hacer.
Which is incredible because I was expecting actually this double two, so I prepared a question. ¿Es España el mejor país futbolero del mundo?
¿Qué opináis vosotros? Yo creo que sí. Mundial, 2 finalistas españoles. Nada.
Congratulations. It's your time to sign your MVP jersey, which is incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much for all these match that was full of emotions, full of adrenaline. Ciao, ciao, guys, ciao. Guys, thank you so much for this incredible journey. This is my last interview here. I just want to say a massive thank you. And if you want to buy the jersey of our MVP, of course, you can find me and it on Bazaar. So download the app and see you soon.